We are going to be doing the same, connecting with some expat sappers in Greece this morning, but can't wait. Cannot wait.
Absolutely not. I actually wanted to start at the show breaking plates. The director said I might get fired, so we're not doing that.
You're in the kitchen. You might still break one.
I might, you know. But of course, with all the chilly temperatures, we decided to take a mental break from winter and visit the warm Mediterranean side of life, because that's how they live there. It looks so perfect.
It's idyllic. It's blue. It's that azure blue. It's that beautiful, beautiful climate. It's those beaches. It's that food. We're even going to learn how to speak a little Greek this morning and discover where the top spots to visit are. So when we are able to travel, we can do it.
And then, of course, we are catching up with an old favorite of the show. I got to speak to her last year, but Bailey Schneider, Georgiadis, and find out how moving to Greece has changed her world. We've been following her journey, and she is so amazing.
I miss her and Socks so much. We became quite close to them over these last couple of years. They were like part of the friends that welcomed us to Cape Town. So I'm hoping they're doing really well. Can't wait for that catch up. But we are going to be inspired this morning. So I want you to take a deep breath and say it with us. Hoppa!
And then the plate.
Yes, where's the plate, man? Let us break the plate.
I have to break a plate today, before 9 o'clock.
Okay, we'll do it. Apparently you have to have the safety goggles on before you break plates. It's occupational health and safety. We'll try our best. But good morning, my name is Carl Wasty, and this is...
Zoe Brown, yes, I'm wearing the kitty cat ears just for Friday. It's just, just the hair wouldn't calm down.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's good. Well done. I should try it one day too. But we have a social media question for you, and this is all inspired by our Greek journey. And I have to say to you, Kalimera, which is a word we just learned thanks to Google Translate. What it is that if you were a Greek god, what super strengths would you have?
What super strength?
Yeah.
I want Catwoman super strength.
Catwoman? Because I know that the Greek gods have all the sort of, different types of, mythological strengths, like water and lightning bolts and stuff like that. I would totally do lightning bolt as a strength, yes. Because that way I can do my hair instantly.
Okay, but then I can't do water if I want to be a kitty cat. Okay, you need to help me out.
Just do the power of milk, then the kitty cat can drink. I think that's an idea. Either way, we have somebody with a super strength for news coming up for you right now. Let's take a look.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll start with those national news first. South Africa has now technically entered the third wave of COVID-19. This after the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, the NICD, recorded 9,149 new cases in the last 24-hour cycle. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the country to over 1,722,000. The NICD yesterday said cases now exceeded the threshold as defined by the Ministerial Advisory Committee. Gauteng is the largest contributor, accounting for 61% of infections, followed by the Western Cape with 10%, and the Free State and the Northwest both with 6%. The Western Cape government is urging members of the public to avoid large gatherings and continue to observe stipulated regulations as the province enters the third wave of COVID-19. Now, after weeks of a resurgence of cases, Provincial Health Department head Dr. Keith Kluti says more than 400 cases are being recorded daily, with a steep increase of active cases in the last week. Meanwhile, the Cape Town International Convention Centre will open as one of 3 vaccination sites in the Western Cape in the next few weeks. Looking to news further abroad, a report by the organization Save the Children shows that dozens of children, mostly girls, have been abducted by armed groups in northern Mozambique in the past year. Now, Save the Children says the abduction rate is likely to be significantly higher, and that its report only reflects cases reported. Now, the program manager in Mozambique's Cabo Delgado province, Nurshan Hanan, says many children are still missing. She said this was a new conflict tactic of armed groups, and that before 2020 there was no record of such kidnappings or murders. And then US President Joe Biden has launched his first official overseas trip with a warning to Russia that it faces robust and meaningful consequences if it engages in harmful activities. Biden made clear his intention to strengthen ties with US allies following strained relations under the Trump administration. Biden yesterday met with UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson to agree on a new so-called Atlantic Charter. The pact will be a modern version of the one agreed on between Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt in 1941, with a focus on challenges including climate change and security. And then next, news concerning Sunday's ultimate human race. Now, the first Comrades Marathon between Pietermaritzburg and Durban, known worldwide as the ultimate human race, took place in 1921 to honor the thousands of men who fell in the Great War of 1914 to 1918. And this Sunday, runners, young and old, will celebrate the camaraderie and joy of 100 years of the ultimate human race through their participation in the Comrades Centenary Hope Challenge. Now, the oldest surviving Comrades Marathon winner has also confirmed his participation in this year's second virtual event to be hosted by the Comrades Marathon Association since the onset of COVID-19. Bernard Gomersal, a United Kingdom national who now resides in the USA, will be joined by his family and friends on Sunday and will together chart their own route on the Crescent Trail along the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Now, Gomersal broke the tape first in the 1965 Comrades Marathon in a time of 5 hours, 51 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, this year's virtual event slogan is Itemba, Hope Is, to inspire other athletes to dig deep and really discover their own hopes and dreams for a better future. On that note, that is where I leave you with your 6 a.m. news headlines. Here's G with a first look at those sports.
Thanks so much, Jamie, and a very good morning once again from myself. My name is Graham Richards. Let's dive right in with cricket this morning. West Indies were dismissed for 97 in only 40.5 overs. That was thanks to heroics of Lungi Ngidi and Anrich Nokia on day one of the first test at the Darren Sammy Stadium in Gros Islet in St. Lucia. Ngidi picking up 5 wickets and Nokia picking up 4 on his way to destroying the top order to help the Proteas take a commanding lead in the test. Stumps on day one saw South Africa leading the West Indies by 31 runs with 6 wickets still in hand. All that cricketing action between the Windies and the Proteas will continue from 4 p.m. today. On to football, a brace by Evidence Mahopa and a goal by Bongakutle Hlongwane, helping Bafana come from behind to beat Uganda at the Orlando Stadium in their international friendly last night. Ibrahim Orit made it 1-0 to the Cranes early in the match, but South Africa's debutants Mahopa and Hlongwane, they added 3 goals to make it 3-1 on the night. The hosts then fought back as Abdul Lamala added another to make it 3-2, and that's how the scoreline stayed, with South Africa taking the win. Then on to a big weekend in football. The delayed UEFA Euro 2020 competition is finally kicking off only a year later in Rome this evening. The opening fixture of the European showpiece will see Italy take on Turkey at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Then reigning World Cup winners France and defending Euro champions Portugal head into the tournament definitely as favourites. The final of the competition will be played on the 11th of July at Wembley Stadium in London. And I would have to say that English side is also a dark horse to look out for. Then on to the oval ball in rugby. Siya Kolisi, Lucanio Am, Cohen Bosch and Apalele Fassi will all be returning for the Sharks lineup for their Pro 14 Rainbow Cup clash. That's up against the Bulls down in Durban tomorrow. In the final round of the Rainbow Cup South African fixtures, the Sharks and the Bulls will go head-to-head for that place in the final at Kings Park. The kickoff is at 6:15. And the first Rainbow Cup match will see the Stormers up against the Lions at 4 p.m. And then staying with rugby, Western Province will look to continue their winning ways in the Women's Premier Division. That's when they host the Blue Bulls women in Cape Town tomorrow. Western Province will come into this match sitting at the top of the table after a very impressive win over Border. Then and that was last week, of course. Other Premier Division fixtures to look out for this weekend. We'll see the Bullant Dames travelling to Durban to face the Sharks ladies, and Border will be hosting the EP Queens in an Eastern Cape derby down in East London. Then it's definitely into the business end at Roland Garros. Russian 31st seed Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova will meet Czech Barbara Krejcikova in the Roland Garros final. That was after fighting off tough competition yesterday. The 29-year-old Pavlyuchenkova reaching a Grand Slam final for the first time in her career. That was after defeating Slovenia's Tamara Zidansek 7-5, 6-3. And Barbara Krejcikova also booked her place in the French Open final after seeing off Maria Sakkari of Greece 7-5, 4-6, 9-7. And an equally mouth-watering lineup on the men's side of the draw. The semi-finals will kick-start today as Alexander Zverev will face Stefanos Tsitsipas, and then the king of clay, Rafa Nadal, takes on his old foe, world number 1 Novak Djokovic, to book their place in that final, their semi-final on Sunday. And that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll be delving into all of the weekend sport over the first hour of the show, so stick around for that. Right now, let's see how the skies look above your part of South Africa.
I love it when Graham speaks foreign. And also, I love your sunrise photos. Thank you so much for sending it over my way. It is a wonderful way to start our day. And we start off this morning with this beautiful yet cloudy morning. This is from Alefa Sekeo from Lesotho. It is great receiving pictures from viewers based in new areas. Now, regular contributor Nancy Governor from Pennington, KZN, shared yet another gorgeous sunrise overlooking the ocean. What a wonderful way to start your day, Nancy. Thanks a lot for sharing that with us. And if you would like to do the same in our weather segment, it's really simple. All you need to do is head over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us, and we would love to see how you start your day in your part of the country. Now, while we love interacting with our local viewers, we also have to give a shout out to all the international viewers that tune in via the Africa channel as well as YouTube. And this morning we venture into Greece. As you know, we are also giving a brief weather update for Athens, the capital and largest city of Greece. It is one of the world's oldest cities, with its recorded history spanning over 3,400 years, and its earliest human presence started somewhere between the 11th and 7th millennium BC. As such, it boasts numerous historical sites and attractions, including the Acropolis, Theatre of Herodes Atticus, as well as the Panathenaic Stadium. Built in the 4th century BC, it was largely used for athletic events and eventually restored to host their first modern Olympics in 1896. Today, if you are in Athens, you can expect times of sun and clouds with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm reaching a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Now, some lucky early risers in parts of the northern hemisphere were met with a halo-like sunrise earlier yesterday morning. The annular solar eclipse, also known as the Ring of Fire eclipse, happens when the moon moves between the Earth and the sun and blocks a portion of the sun's rays. Now, this eclipse is an annular eclipse, meaning the moon is far enough away from the Earth and it appears smaller than the sun. It was visible in many parts of the northern hemisphere. The eclipse began its sweep in Canada, north of the Great Lakes, crossed northeastern Canada into the Arctic Ocean, passed over the North Pole and ended in northeastern Siberia. People around the world captured the celestial show, the first of 2 solar eclipses this year, with some stunning images. So let's take a look, in fact, a first look at your temperatures across the country. And I want to start off, as always, with Polokwane. You can expect 6 and you rise to 20 gently today. Bombela, 10 to 24. Pretoria, you're looking good, 7 to 21. Joburg, good morning, 7 to 18 for you. You've got 6 to 23, that's Maike. Klerksdorp, you've got 5 to 21. Kimberley, 7 is your minimum, and you rise steadily to 23 degrees Celsius later. Bloemfontein, 1 to 21. Richards Bay, 14 to 23. Pietermaritzburg, 7 to 24 for you. Durban, you can expect to wake up this morning in 15 degrees Celsius, rising to 23. Mthatha, 6 to 24. East London, 17 to 27 degrees Celsius. Cradock, you can expect just 4 this morning. You rise to 24. Gqeberha, 12 to 26. George, 12 to 25 for you. Cape Town, you can expect 12 this morning, rising to 23. Worcester maxes out at 25 from a low of 9. You've got a minimum of 5 in Sutherland, rising to 18. And Uppington wrapping up with you, as always, 10 to 26 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your temperatures and your weather. I've got another update for you in about 1 hour's time. And do remember, send your sunrise photos to the Expresso Facebook page. And I have no idea what that smell is, but I'm sure we're about to find out.
It's me, man. It's me. It's the scent of dad. It's the scent of father. Yes. We are celebrating our dad. Scent is undoubtedly the strongest tie to memory. I think most kids can remember the smell of their dad. You know, it conjures a whole kind of feeling and emotion. Well, we want you to spoil your classic dad with a touch of class this Father's Day with a perfect top note to compliment his sophisticated, or maybe unsophisticated sound, depending on the kind of dad you roll with. Our beauty editor, Nox Mapu, is here with tips on how to select the perfect match. Looking gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
A bit of a scene stealer, you know. We come in here. I had my moment to model yesterday. And
I was like, no, actually, let's correct that.
Like, no. I
have to make sure that I uphold fashion and beauty.
No, 100%. You know, people look to you for these things. But right now, we are following our nose.
Yes.
There are so many scents on the market. And once you get into it, like I'm one of those, I can smell like 5, and then after a while, my olfactory sense is like, what's going on?
Exactly, and they all just start to smell the same.
Yeah, like how do you go about selecting the right scent for your dad? Because you don't want him to go like...
Hate
Thanks,
it.
man.
It's
That's
all
great.
good. And I think
Tobacco
also,
and sandalwood.
and it's about getting the right mixture. I think it's also just knowing who you're buying for. So, I mean, I think Woolworths has really made it easy, and they've been like, okay, let's look at it as the classic dad or the modern dad. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in everyone. But if you think about, like, if I think about you, I think kind of classic dad. So I feel like you've got
I think you just called me old.
I didn't call you old. So for me, it's more like masculine, like, you know, you're playing with the kids, you're not afraid to have fun also, but you're definitely taking care of yourself, very sophisticated, actually. So I think something like that, like the W Beauty Nevada fragrance actually sounds great for you. And I'll tell you why, because this has got a very citrus blend, and so you're looking for, if you're kind of a more masculine leaning towards that, so more your citrus, fruity and woody notes are very important in any fragrance you look at.
We are having it. I've actually got a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is great.
It's so good, and I think during the day it also really moves well.
Wears well, yeah.
Exactly, it wears well, and it does that. So this, obviously, with W Beauty, they'll always focus on beauty without cruelty. So these are vegan. But what I love about it, the top notes are kind of your citrus, fruity, your heart notes more watery, and then of course your bottom notes that woody, masculine, which is probably what you're drawn to also.
Thank you. You've called me masculine about 10 times in this segment. I really do appreciate that as much as anything else. Absolutely love it. And it's also like, don't be shy to test things out with Dad and make him part of the process. You know, we know the surprise is great, but also you want something that works with his skin, like his natural kind of scent. It sounds weird, but some fragrances adapt to people's natural kind of vibe. This just works for me. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You can replenish his old favorites or introduce him to something new that's going to kind of broaden his horizons with a fragrance from Woolworths this Father's Day. And if you shop online between now and the 14th of June, you get 20% off on selected fragrances and gift sets, and that's online only. Can I have a little?
Yes, that's what you need to do. It's for you. Haha.
Someone once said this is how you try on fragrance. Is that right?
Well, we're going to have to edit some of this.
Okay, yeah. Or maybe with a bit more of a masculine walk, I don't know.
But it's great.
Oh, that's lovely. It is fresh.
The way even it sets into the room, I think you could already tell. Like, and once again, straight after the shower is actually the best time to put it on, so that while your pores are still open, they're more receptive.
Draws it in, and you'll be smelling absolutely beautiful and sophisticated. This one does have a classic edge to it, but go and get 20% off and do it now and do it online.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. And you know what time of the morning it is. It's time to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Have a happy birthday. Happy birthday. A very happy birthday to you.
Opa, yes, you know that tune. It is that time of the day. We get to wish you, our loyal and loved viewers, a very happy birthday. I wonder actually how you would say happy birthday in Greek.
Well, okay, well, let's find out. Let's ask Google for a little Google Translate.
What that means is happy birthday and we would like to wish Levi, Roxy Krieger and Courtney an incredible birthday. Now these special messages are for you, sent through by your loved ones.
Happy birthday.
Hello, it's my birthday. No one can tell me what to do because Santa says I'm a big boy now and I'm in grade 1. So, my name is Levi and who do you think I am? Birthday, Kiki. Happy birthday, Kiki. Happy birthday, Kiki. Happy birthday, Kiki.
I'm Shanique, and I just want to wish my best friend, Courtney Delis, a happy birthday on a special day. Thank you for adding such great value to my life. I love you lots. Kisses and hugs. Mwah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Definitely special messages.
So sweet. I'm laughing because these are like load-shedding birthday candles in front of us. They're supposed to be colourful.
They are colourful. You just have to use your imagination.
There we go. Well, remember, we are also running a weekly competition where you can win yourself 500 Rand in cash for celebrating your birthday. All you need to do is send us your birthday dance moves on WhatsApp. That number's on your screen right now. It's 071 640 6551 to enter, and the best dance moves will win.
Yes, and remember those terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. But right now, it's time to celebrate the incredible work Cadbury Dairy Milk are doing.
Growing up in South Africa, many South African children will hear their elders telling them descriptive stories about villages, about monsters and people, and these stories told in the children's home language, bringing that story to life. Now, sadly, most of these stories will be lost with the grandparents as they are not written down and shared.
This is so true, and that's why award-winning author Lebogang Masango joins us to shed some light on this issue and discuss how Cadbury Dairy Milk believes in the importance of us working together to change this by creating accessible African language stories in our own words, which is very, very important. So, welcome, Lebogang.
Good morning, Graham and Carl. It's very nice to see you guys this morning.
Let's start with African culture that is centered on oral storytelling, which is wonderful in itself in terms of what it means for the home environment, but reading in your mother tongue helps to ignite the imagination as words come alive in a way that they just don't in a language that you are not familiar with. Is this something you experienced yourself growing up?
Growing up, I didn't have access to books in my own language. The only thing I remember is if it wasn't my grandparents or my mother telling me stories in my own language, I could tune into SABC1 and see Umamgcina Mhlophe telling her amazing tales. That is a beautiful memory from my childhood. In my mind, it was inconceivable that books could even be written in our own languages because I didn't have access to that in an English and Afrikaans primary school in Tshwane, you know?
You know, if you look at the way we live right now, I mean, it's a dominant thing. So are there stories, I want to get personal, Lebogang, are there stories that just say your grandparents told you that you wish were written down?
Because of the work of people like Mamgcina Mhlophe and other contemporary storytellers, so many of those stories are now being put into book form. Lots of these stories are about really being careful of strangers and big bad monsters in the world.
I absolutely love it. As you've kind of hinted at, you obviously studied in English and Afrikaans and are now writing in English, but you've partnered with some amazing translators to help to translate your work in the best way possible. Can you tell us about that process? That must have been amazing.
Yeah, no, I love it so much. So I write mainly in English, as I said, but like books like this, of mine, which is Mpumi and Jabu's Magical Day, is now Usuku Mpumi kanye noJabu onomlingo, which is in isiZulu. These really amazing translators work with the publishing company that I'm with, New Africa Books, and every time I write a story in English, 2 weeks later, it's in all of the other 10 official languages. It's very important that that one child or those three children who needed that book in Chivenda or Siswati will be able to access it. And so I'm happy to be able to contribute to ensuring that children in South Africa are able to read no matter what language they speak.
When I think about language as well, just growing up, there were certain languages that were used for certain things. So are there any words in your home language that describe something perfectly but can't be properly translated into English? And do you use similar words in this regard?
A word that I can think of is the word lebohang, which is my name, Lebohang, if you want to translate it into English, for instance, it's be thankful or be grateful. But really, the essence of lebohang in Sesotho is actually, it's plural. It's addressing a bunch of people. It's addressing an audience and asking for gratitude from a particular audience. And there's something about the way our languages interweave plural and singular in a very magical way that almost speaks to the plurality of who you are as a person.
Yes.
I'm never just myself, but myself and the people who I come after. So I think that's a magical thing. And also, when I think about something like a motif that happens in my books is the beads that go jingle and jangle. So these beads, the jingle and jangle. So it's beautiful in English, that jingle jangle onomatopoeic sound. But in isiZulu, for instance, it's ubuhlalu buthi kenge kenge,
Yeah, and capturing the essence of it. I love that. Now, we've been very excited about the Cadbury Dairy Milk in Our Own Words initiative, which aims to create more children's stories in African languages because there is a massive shortage. Why does this hit so close home to you?
When we think about Disney stories, how prolific and iconic they've been throughout all of our lifetimes, you trace that to a single author named Hans Christian Andersen, who was working in the 1800s. And because of literature and literacy, he was able to preserve those stories. And today, there are blockbuster movies that are being made because these stories are being passed down from generation to generation. And so I want us as South Africans to be in that position one day where, because we have written and memorialized our stories, these are the stories that children will have to draw from forever. So it hits close to me because we're giving ourselves a chance to write ourselves into history more permanently, and future generations will be able to draw from that.
So the initiative isn't writing the books on their own, I know. How can South Africans join forces with them to co-create more African language stories for kids?
So what Cadbury Dairy Milk wants to do is show people that generosity can just start with one small contribution. And by doing that, all South Africans need to do is go to cadbury.co.za and look at the In Our Own Words initiative. It's nice and big on the homepage. And all you need to do as a South African is contribute one word in your language and tell us what it means. That way, we'll have a very big glossary of terms, a very big dictionary of terms, and we can start to use that for creating our own stories. Cadbury Dairy Milk also wants to have published 500 new stories by the end of this year alone. And of course, it won't be able to do that without South Africans.
We are showing now collectively in the plural gratitude to you for being just so awesome.
There we go.
And for sharing your love of literacy and doing what you do, man. We really are proud to be partners with you in this. And yeah, happy writing, my friend. Keep enjoying the process as much as you clearly are.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much for helping us spread this love of literacy to South Africans around this country. We are the best chance that our future generations have. So we should really take it with both hands and do all we can.
Thank you, Dankie. Nkosi ngiyabonga. Thank you.
Oh, man, absolutely awesome. Well, here's the deal. You can help Cadbury Dairy Milk ensure that all children, every South African, can enjoy enchanting African language tales in their own language by translating just one word and then co-authoring a library of African language children's stories, hashtag In Our Own Words.
Visit cadbury.co.za and at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram to start sharing your words.
Becoming a parent fills you with delight, nerves, and questions. Now, an original South African app has the answers. Whether you're expecting your bundle of joy or raising a preschooler, the Purity Journey Journal app is a breeze to use. Sign up for free and choose from a host of features, including 24/7 medical assistance, expert tips, and milestone tracker. Sign up to the Purity Journey Journal app for whenever you need some guidance along your parenting journey.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The Greek sun might be a good option for those looking to vacay and enjoy a safe summer holiday abroad. It's all about the Mediterranean today, and we are reveling in it, and we are connecting now with Aliki Chamasfokirao, all the way from Greece, to tell us all about the beautiful country and some of the must-see locations. Aliki, a very good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning from Athens, Greece. Thank you for the invitation.
Wow, we have been exploring the beauty of your country today, and we are in awe.
It is beautiful.
It's definitely on our bucket list. But maybe just with regards to COVID right now, how are things in Athens?
Well, things are quite good right now. Shops, restaurants, cafes have opened again. The museums and the archaeological sites have resumed operation. The Athens Festival is also underway. There are performances of classical music, of dance, of ancient Greek drama, and all these take place in ancient theaters like the Herodes Atticus Odeon, which is right at the feet of the Acropolis. The weather, of course, is lovely. People go swimming to the nearby beaches or to open-air pools. There are some precautionary measures. We need to keep our distance, and we need to wear masks, both indoors and outside. But these things will not affect the experience of the visitors.
You'll still be able to immerse yourself in the amazing culture and the history, as you've highlighted. I think, like South Africa, but far older, Greece obviously has a multi-ethnic heritage. Can you tell us a bit more about the locals? What kind of people are we going to meet in Greece?
Very friendly, very welcoming. Greece is a country of a multicultural background. Let's not forget that the country is located at the confluence of East and West. And we have been under occupation from the Roman times all the way to the early 19th century. The key elements of our culture are our music, our history. We live in it every day as we're surrounded by traces of buildings millennia old. It is our food and wine, our language, which is has evolved from the ancient one, and our religion, which has many interesting and unique traditions and customs. Our motto is that we are one of the most friendly and hospitable nations in the world.
Hence why most of the world wants
Wants to
to
go
and
there.
does go there.
For sure. And Aliki, I'm sure you can't miss the historical archaeological sites or ruins on a visit to Greece. But what are some of the biggest attractions for these sites?
As you can imagine, the list is quite long. I need to narrow it down. So, of course, at the top of the list is the Acropolis of Athens. But first-time visitors should also consider going to Delphi, which was one of the most important oracles in antiquity, Olympia, which is the birthplace of the Olympic Games, the ancient theater of Epidaurus, an amazing theater with 17,000 seats and unbelievable acoustics, where plays and performances take place even today. And of course, the Meteora. It is a unique complex of rocks on top of which stand centuries-old monasteries.
Maybe you can build on that. What about that spot makes it so spectacular?
It is a vast complex of giant rock pillars made of sandstone. Since the early Christian times, it was an ideal spot to achieve complete isolation. So people were looking for peace and tranquility, a place where they could eventually achieve spiritual ascension. It is a surreal landscape. Surreal.
Licky, thank you so much. You've got us so excited already. I want you to stick around and stay with us, and likewise, you guys at home. We're going to talk more travel and continue to explore what I think is one of the most historical. You know what it is to be human when you delve into the culture and the history of Greece, and we're going to continue to do that in just a moment. Stick around.
Oh, well, thank you, G. Thank you, Jamie. And it's now time for us to connect with you on social media. And this morning, we asked you a very interesting question.
The question was simple. It is around if you were a Greek god. Because, you know, we're going to Greece today, which is fantastic. The nuances and the cultures. What super strength would you want? And you've responded so beautifully on Facebook. Thank you for this.
Take a look. Lama says, super strength would definitely be Hulks. Hashtag Expresso Show. Sinette says, morning Expresso Show. Captain America power.
Okay, this one has got quite hectic. William says, my super strength would be when I hold my hands around your head. I must feel and see what your thoughts are about me and what you are saying now of me.
Ooh.
Greek god. This thing here.
So it's like reading your mind.
I'm reading, yes. Kalimera. That's it. Are you reading anything? Hold on.
Yeah, I can read that. If you have something you'd love to add, you can head on over to our social media.
That's it, and we will be back.
Yeah, and don't forget that hashtag Expresso Show.
On S3, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Zoe looks nice with her cat ears.
Totally.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Care is bringing passion to everything you do.
Proving good taste and good values go hand in hand.
Care is what goes into every single cup of Nespresso.
Made with care. Hecho con cuidado.
Nespresso. What else?
Continuing our very interesting little globe trot all the way to the gorgeous Greek islands this morning. Aliki Chamos-Fakiro, the managing director of Dolphin Hellas Travel and Tourism, is our guide. Aliki, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for our first little exploration. I think you've certainly whet our appetite. We can't wait to continue.
For sure. And you mentioned it a bit earlier on. You spoke about the food and the wine. What can visitors expect when it comes to the Mediterranean cuisine?
Well, delicious food. What else?
Done.
It is food prepared or served with extra virgin olive oil and spiced up with indigenous herbs. The Mediterranean cuisine is vegetable dominant, and that is why Greece is a paradise for vegetarians and vegans. Traditionally, meat is sparingly used, and it is usually grilled. Because of the rocky terrain of the country, we cannot support larger herding animals like cows. So we have mouth-watering dishes based on sheep, goat, pig, and chicken meat. And the sheep and goat milk is also very extensively used in our cuisine, mostly in the form of yogurt and cheese. And of course there is seafood, plenty of that. And usually it is caught on the very same day that it is consumed.
Tough life.
Spoiled.
Tough life, Aliki. Tough life that you're living that side. I think, yes, you've got the history and the culture, but you've also got this breathtaking natural wonder to the country. Let's talk about nature, some of the scenic wonders. One of them, I'm told, is it Vikos or Vikos Gorge, the second deepest gorge in the world? How impressive is that?
Well, it is Vikos.
Vikos.
And according to the Guinness Book of Records, it is the deepest canyon in the world in proportion to its width. As you can imagine, it's very spectacular. It is greatly diverse, and it has many abrupt changes in altitude. This canyon has been carved by Voidomatis River over a period of millions of years. The rock formations of limestone and dolomite are dating back to 150 million years.
Sure.
And it is one of the last remaining European strongholds for biodiversity, because there are over 1,700 flora species and plethora of fauna species, including the brown bear.
Oh, wow.
You've sold us already. We want to come there tomorrow, done. But I want to speak about the beaches and the island as well. I mean, many people imagine beautiful white sand and the perfect weather. Is it like that?
Exactly like that. We have azure skies and whitewashed houses and crystal clear waters and endless stretches of sand. And all that bathed in that very unique light of Greece. I know I sound cliché, but this is the honest truth.
Yeah.
Now you're showing off. I think you're showing off now, Aliki.
Aliki, I'm going to ask you one cheeky question, because I know you're obviously an expert in this space. And South Africans are just desperate to travel. So when we do get to do it, what is the one thing that you have to do in Greece if you're a tourist going there? What would you recommend as that one unforgettable experience?
If I were to choose one thing based on what is, for me, the most important element, I would go to one place that stands out for its natural beauty, has at least one important historical site, and it offers unique, authentic Greek food and wine. And that territory, which is not a small one, but it is a very, very good area because it gives you all these elements and more, is the Peloponnese Peninsula.
Peloponnese Peninsula. We love it. Thank you so much for opening this magical window into your absolutely exquisite country. We really do appreciate it. You have made us really jealous.
Yeah. For sure.
And yeah, I hopefully we get to see you on a beach that side, but it's been wonderful to connect with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to welcome you all to Greece soon.
Wow.
Soon.
So many locations to visit, so many hidden gems to marvel at. What a place to get rejuvenated if there ever was one. Thanks again to Aliki for your expert knowledge and just for teaching us.
My life just feels mundane now. I was feeling so inspired now. I'm like, I need to go to Greece. I need to do it. That's beautiful.
Oh, well, I'm loving the whole Greece theme throughout the morning. And of course, it's time for us to now spend some time in the kitchen because the Greeks love their food. And how does a crunchy, cheesy, garlic and herb-filled pastry sound? It sounds absolutely delicious to me. Now, can you think of anything more delicious than that? Chef and owner of Maria's Greek Cafe, Kate Wigley Romano, as well as Cleon, joins us in studio in the kitchen today. And they're going to show us how to put together this popular Greek cheesy phyllo twirls. Phyllo twirls is how you say it, right? The Greek way is phyllo pastry. Phyllo pastry. South Africans, we like to say phyllo pastry, phyllo, as long as it is the delicious crispiness that we're about to enjoy. So great to have the two of you here. And Kate, are you going to take us through how to start our crispy little cheese puffs? I'm calling them puffs, but it's rolls. Twirls.
Sure. Okay, so we're gonna start with. I'll start mixing the cheeses. We've got some Greek parmesan. Cleon, you can put
Kefalotiri.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Some Greek feta yogurt, lemon zest, crushed garlic, salt, pepper, and egg.
Okay.
So we're gonna mix that all together into a bowl. While you can, if you feel like
the chopping of
some dill and some mint.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
So would you classify this as an easy recipe, or is it a very technical?
So that's why I chose this one, because as you can see, even if your phyllo doesn't cooperate, you can still make it work.
Still make delicious twirls. Okay. So you can go for it. Yes.
Cool. And then you can also add in spinach if you like, or lamb. Put all kinds of things inside here.
Okay. Now, Cleon, I needed to ask you.
Yes.
When you're in the kitchen, are you very hands-on, or?
I'm sort of background assistant.
Okay.
She's the maestro.
Okay.
She's the genius with the food, so I'm just like a utility person.
Okay. And Kate, was food something, I mean, you grew up with it. Maria's Cafe's been around since the 1950s.
True, but I've only been involved for the last 10 years.
For the last 10 years. So where did your love for food come from?
I just love food, and I grew up with my dad, single parent, and he made the best spaghetti bolognese, but he made it almost every night. So my twin and I decided that we can't eat it every night.
Okay.
So we decided to start experimenting cooking ourselves, and we both mad about food.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can start there for us. I've got the herbs chopped up for you, and I can't wait to get rolling on our crispy twirls. There we go. So you've added the herbs, some mint and dill. Of course, we do have this recipe available for you. You can find it on expressoshow.com. Kate is showing us now. She's adding the different cheeses, as well as, is that a Greek yogurt?
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Adding that in. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I was going to ask Katie, this is in the tiropita family, right?
Yes, it's a mixture of the tiropita and the spanakopita. But you can actually tell how we learned about this in Turkey, not Greece.
Yeah,
you actually learned about this in Turkey?
Yeah. There's a history, you know, a shared history of food. There's a lot of overlap, you know. So we go to both, and there's quite a strong Greek root in Turkish cuisine still today.
Oh, fantastic. That is amazing.
But the sort of conventionally known cheese pie, it's called a tiropita.
A tiropita. So this is where that inspiration comes from.
This is a pot, like a crossover with it.
Okay, fantastic. Now, once we put these beauties in the oven, how long would it need to stay in the oven? Because we need to preheat our oven.
You preheat at 190.
190.
And it's about 15 to 20 minutes. It depends how dark you want it.
Okay. So it is a quick and easy recipe, and quite a nice recipe to really slap together when you have family come over or some friends and you just want to have...
Sure.
What time of day would you say is best to enjoy this?
Well, in Greece, they have cheese pie and sweet pie in the morning with breakfast.
Ooh, okay. So this is perfect.
You can have it anytime.
We're making it for breakfast. Okay, amazing. So you've got our little mixture together there.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to fill in our phyllo pastry? There we go. Amazing.
Can you bring me the one that I mixed this morning?
There we go.
This feta's a bit hard.
Okay. So the whole technique is what we...
So we're gonna brush each feta.
Okay. Can I help you there?
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of melted butter.
Melted butter and some warm water.
Some warm water.
And then if you can just brush both of them, just like rough. You don't have to do it very...
Okay, so it doesn't have to be everywhere.
Perfect, no.
There we go. And then, of course, we're going to fill it in. We also have, like I said, this recipe available for you. It's on our website, expressoshow.com. And this is quite something nice and easy to make. Kate, I think I'm going to... Is this correct?
That's fine.
There we go.
Can be rough.
There we go.
In Turkey,
nice and rough.
In Turkey, we actually she used her hands and threw the water on.
Okay. So,
but I don't want to really do that now.
With COVID.
And for the
we'll
restaurant.
use the little brush. There we go.
If you're doing it for your family at home, it's fine.
Of course. So ideally, like you said, you wanted a softer feta, so maybe make the feta a little bit room temperature or like get a bit of a whisk in it. But I would really love to see the rolling technique. Let's roll it anyway. I would love to see that. There we go.
Okay, so
our kitchen fairies are always here to assist. There you go.
So this one we're going to do like, just not too much, just sort of with gaps in between.
So just like a little dollop?
Yeah.
There we go, like that?
Yeah.
Is that too much?
A little bit less.
A little bit less?
Otherwise it'll ooze out.
Oh, I see. We do want the oozing, but we don't want to lose any of our filling.
No.
There we go. Okay, Katie,
you can do them.
Can I
there we
put
go.
it in a long line, Katie?
Do you want to roll it for us? Let me see how you do it.
Can I just let it down a bit, make it thin? There's a bit chunky there. Eh?
Oh, we can take that out.
Can we take that
We can
out?
take that out. Okay, so the whole idea is to
Step
get
back
the
over there.
filling as nice and smooth as possible.
Okay, don't you want to start off, Katie?
Okay, let me
very
show you.
chunky. This is very...
There we go. That's okay.
Have a look. We've got the other one there.
More in.
There we go. Fantastic.
Okay, so then you just very loosely flop it over and brush each time.
There we go. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, so you just roll that out, and then pop it into the oven, preheat it at 190 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes, or depending on how brown you want it. Cleon, Kate, thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to try it, and I mean, the whole idea is for it to be crunchy, right?
Yes.
We do have some finished ones over there. Let's take a look, and may I bite into it? What's the best way to eat it? With your hands, or do you just go with knife and fork?
You can, no, hands. Break it open.
Hands.
Either or.
Okay, well, I'm definitely giving this a go.
And I squeeze a bit of lemon on there for you.
There we go. Thank you very much. And just before my mouth is full of all of this delicious twirls, cheesy twirls, you make sure you get your hands on the recipe. It's expressoshow.com. Listen to that. Delicious pastry. There we go.
Come on, girl.
Yeah! Very good. Love the cheese.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these, Nallis. But what's the point of looking like Injeke if your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let's peel the layers off the sporting weekend. The Proteas are back in action against the Windies in their test series. The final round of the Rainbow Cup South Africa division sees the Sharks gear up for the table-topping Bulls. And then the Women's Premier Division enters its sixth round. Now, sports journalist Yolulwe Koshe joins us via video call to give us his take on a weekend of sports that is going to be truly spectacular. Yolu, how are you doing, my brother? Are you as excited about the impending sporting plethora as I am?
Yes, Graham, all good. Hope you're good as well. Very, very excited.
Thanks for the early wake-up. It looks like you're still in your pajamas, so I have a feeling we got you right out of bed, man. But if ever there was a reason to get out of bed, it's Test cricket, especially when our bowlers are on fire like they were yesterday. I know we've got a healthy start in terms of our batting. At the moment, we're leading by 31 runs with 6 wickets still in hand, but the real story has got to be Anrich Nokia, who was on fire, as he has been this entire past year, and Lungi and Gidi. I mean, after lunch, he was a freight train.
Yeah, definitely. We'll start with Nokia. Always good to have an asset like him who can get you into a good rhythm starting. I think those 2 wickets put us in a very, very good position. Lungi and Gidi came in very, very happy for him as well. His body has been taking a lot of hits of late, and a lot of questions have been asked whether he is fit enough for the longevity of Test cricket. So the way that he went about his business and getting that 5-0 got a long way in getting his confidence up again and proving to the people that he is a real talent. And I'm just happy for both of the bowlers. Even Rabada only got 1 wicket, but he really did put the ball in the right areas, and he played his role well as well.
Completely. I mean, 5 for 9 in that second session for Lungidi. He looked absolutely back to his best. But in this particular South African makeup, it's all about them being able to hunt as a group and hunt in pairs. And when you've got quicks that are doing it, and a bona fide quick like Nokia, who really can push it up there, absolutely beautiful. So we're in a great position there up against the West Indies. As I said, 31 runs ahead, 6 wickets still remaining, and that will resume at 4 o'clock today. Equally mouth-watering prospect as we round off the group stage, if you will, of the Rainbow Cup South Africa with 2 amazing fixtures. I'm going to start with the later one, the Sharks up against the Bulls, because I'm going to pay homage to the Bulls that have obviously that cushion out on top. They really have been the team to beat. Great balance in that side, but they are playing a Sharks side that have welcomed back all of the big guns this weekend. We know that Sia's back off his forced break. We know that Lucanio is back in that side. Cohen Bosch is back in that side. This is going to be a very, very difficult Sharks side to beat.
And a beautifully timed. Yeah, definitely. I don't know who's writing the script for the Rainbow Cup, but they've put this one in a perfect position. The Sharks have something to prove, and the Bulls have something to hold on to. It's going to be a very tough game for the Bulls because they've lost 2 very, very big enforcers in their forward pack. And if you watch the game against the Sharks at Loftus, they really bullied the Sharks up front. And when you lose players like Dwayne Vermeulen and Alfred Lowe, then you really go on the back foot. But credit to Jake White, he's played the situation and not the position, and he's put in a player who is usually at lock and used his physicality into the flank position in Nokia. So I think that will work for them. The Sharks welcome their big boys back, but they've got a point to prove, Sia and the lot, because they were bullied last week, so the last time around. So yeah, it's going to be a mouth-watering one now.
Yeah, and plenty of experience under the belt of Marcel Coetzee, who steps in for Dwayne with the captain's armband. Let's shift a little bit earlier to the 4 o'clock game tomorrow. I had an opportunity to catch up with some of the Stormers this week. Sibelo Sanatla, he reckons he's the fastest he has ever been. He looks lean, he looks mean. The Stormer side also with a point to prove against the Lions side that really shouldn't be considered the whipping boys of this tournament. They've put in some amazing performances, but this really has been a game of inches this season.
Definitely. even if you look at the Stormers themselves, the matches that they have lost, they've always been in them, same as the Lions. Both of these teams now will be looking to just close off the season strongly. No one can look at it as a dead rubber. I don't think that exists with South African sides.
Not with the derby, yeah.
So it's going to be a difficult one. The Stormers, I think, maybe might have the momentum in terms of having 2 wins in the tournament already. But if you look at it like this, they've got a couple of Springboks rested, and the Lions are looking more like the usual team. So maybe they might have the upper hand in terms of the ongoing momentum throughout the tournament. And like the man on your picture now, Rasmus Connor's back on form, so that might be a huge omen for them coming into this game.
And of course, we can get excited about Currie Cup action and seeing all of the young players that have been bled in through this process with the Rainbow Cup. I'm even more excited about that. And then just very quickly, obviously, Western Province up against the Blue Bulls in the Women's Premier Division. Sharks Women up against the Boland Dames, and then the Border Ladies will be hosting the EP Queens. Yolo, stick around, my friend. We're going to talk a little bit of footy in just a moment. Right now, though, let's get into those news headlines.
2 minutes after 7 o'clock, time to have a look at this news again. We start with your national news. The government yesterday announced a major move in the provision of extra electricity, an amendment to the Electricity Regulation Act that will make it easier for independent power providers to generate power and even sell it back into the grid was welcomed widely. President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform is expected to unlock significant investment in new generation capacity, enabling companies to build their own generation facilities to supply their energy needs. Now, this will also reduce the burden on Eskom, allowing it to proceed with its intensive maintenance program. Staying with your local news as well, South Africa has now technically entered the 3rd wave of COVID-19. This after the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, the NICD, recorded 9,149 new cases in the last 24-hour cycle. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the country to over 1,722,000. The NICD yesterday said cases now exceeded the threshold as defined by the Ministerial Advisory Committee. Gauteng is the largest contributor, accounting for 61% of infections, followed by the Western Cape with 10% and the Free State and Northwest both with 6%. Moving further abroad with our international news, 135 years after gifting the original Lady Liberty, France is sending a second, smaller Statue of Liberty across the Atlantic just in time for America's July 4th festivities. Now, the bronze sibling statue, nicknamed Little Sister, has been in France since its completion in 2009. Standing almost 3 meters tall and weighing some 455 kilograms, the replica is 1/16 the size of the original. It will be erected across from the original on Ellis Island. Starting on June 20th, its journey to New York can be followed live online. And then a report by the organization Save the Children shows that dozens of children, mostly girls, have been abducted by armed groups in northern Mozambique in the past year. Save the Children says the abduction rate is likely to be significantly higher and that its report only reflects cases reported. The program manager in Mozambique's Cabo Delgado province, Nurshan Hanan, says many children are still missing. She said this was a new conflict tactic of armed groups and that before 2020 there was no record of such kidnappings or murders. And then next, a free clinic that aims to protect people's right to a clean environment. A non-profit organization called All Rise was launched in KwaZulu-Natal this week. It was launched by an all-female legal team and is a free climate and environmental justice clinic that aims to protect people's right to a clean environment. It consists of pro bono attorneys in the province working exclusively in the environmental field. It's one of a few in the country assisting communities and organizations that cannot afford legal services to assert their constitutional rights to an environment that is not harmful to their health or well-being. Directors Kirsten Younes and Janice Tooley are both attorneys. They said South Africa has one of the best constitutions in the world, with a Bill of Rights encompassing fundamental rights to life and equality, to food, to water, and also housing, and to an environment that is not harmful to health or well-being. They added, and I quote, "The challenge lies in enforcing these rights. Rights on paper are not enough." Lihle Mbakazi is All Rise's liaison manager who organizes community meetings, training, provides trauma counseling, and facilitates access to security measures offered by partner organizations. On that beautiful note, that is where I leave your 7 a.m. headlines. Here is Carl with the weather.
Thank you, Jamie Lee. Thank you to all of you for sharing your sunrise views with us. It is a wonderful way to start the day. Kicking us off at 7 a.m., we have the stunning image of the sky received from Suzette Kuhn from Jeffreys Bay. We head up the coast to KZN, where Taryn Hanif from Pietermaritzburg has shared this beautiful pink skyline with us. And if you would like to be featured in our weather segment, it's really simple. All you need to do is head over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us. We would love to see how you start your morning in your part of the country. Now, while we love interacting with our local viewers, we also have to give a shout out to our international viewers that tune in via the Africa channel and YouTube too. And this morning, as we continue our venture through Greece, we head to the picturesque island of Santorini. It was devastated by a volcanic eruption in the 16th century BC. Forever shaping its rugged landscape, Santorini is instantly recognizable for its white-shaped, whitewashed cube-shaped buildings adorned with blue accents, steep cliffs and tangerine sunsets that light up the sky and sea. It is popular as a holiday destination largely due to its stunning turquoise waters and great activities including wine tasting, authentic Greek cuisine and regular boat excursions due to its ideal location for island hopping. If you're in Santorini today, you can expect a partly sunny day reaching a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. Now, with climate change a hot topic, scientists have for many years thought the first signal of human intervention occurred a few centuries ago when landscapes really started to transform during the Industrial Revolution. But pollen records from mud core research have led them to radically readjust that assumption and track the first impact of humans on the natural world as far back as 4,000 years ago. Climate scientists say we are now in a period of Earth's history that can be dubbed the Anthropocene, a period of huge human influence on the planet. This as more than 3/4 of the Earth's land surface has been altered by human activity. And say the scientists, this trend is to continue on a large scale, influencing climate change accordingly. One of the solutions suggested was that forests could be farmed for carbon, creating jobs at the same time. That's it for your weather news. Let's take a look at those temperatures from across South Africa, and starting with Polokwane. 6 is your minimum today, and that will go to 20 a little later. Bombela, 10 to 24. Pretoria, good morning to you, 7 to 21. Johannesburg, 7 to 18. Mahikeng, 6 to 23. Klerksdorp, you can expect 5 to 21 today. Let's move on to Kimberley, 7 to 23. Bloemfontein, just 1. That's how you start the morning, rising to 21 degrees Celsius. Richards Bay, 14 to 23. Pietermaritzburg, 7 to 24. Durban, the max is 23 from a minimum of 15. Mthatha, you will be 6 this morning. You rise steadily to 24 degrees Celsius later. East London, looking lovely, 17, rising to 27 degrees Celsius. Cradock, 4 to 24. Gqeberha, 12 to 26. George, 12 is where you start, rising to 25. Cape Town, a beautiful day, 12 to 23 for you. Worcester, 9 to 25. Sutherland, you can expect 5 as your minimum, rising to a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius. And then Uppington, 10 is your minimum, and that rises to a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius today. No matter what your day, I love seeing sunrise photos. Send them my way. Expresso Facebook page is the place to be as we go on to a performance that's going to make you say, Oppa!
It will definitely make you say, Oppa. And this morning, we've also, we've been enjoying traveling all the way to Greece virtually and really just experiencing this amazing opportunity to see incredible performances. And we have 2 for you lined up from the Greek Dancing Academy of Cape Town. Now, Valencia is here because I need to ask her, how do you say let's dance in Greek?
We say, elate na chorepsime.
Can you say that again? Elate
na chorepsime.
I can't. I tried.
Good try.
A good try indeed. Well, I'm going to take this microphone from you. Thank you, Valencia. I really appreciate it. The floor is yours. And of course, a little bit later, we'll talk to you a little bit just to get to know a bit more about the Greek dance community in South Africa. So the stage is yours. Dance Academy of South Africa. Stay tuned because more coming your way shortly.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment, because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. Now, the rugged mountains, the pristine beaches with crystal clear waters, lush forests, and even green valleys are only a few of the reasons to visit the popular tourist destination of Greece. And in a country so rich in history and culture, a new adventure awaits around every single corner.
Yo, you took me there right now when you said all of that. Now, if Greece is on your bucket list of places to visit, you need to know some basic phrases to get by. And dancing teacher from the Greek Dancing Academy of Cape Town, Valentia Papanikolaou, takes us through some useful Greek phrases right now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. It's nice to see you. And Costa.
Thank you.
Nice to have you guys over here. We're looking forward to all of the phrases. We've got our tongues like sort of warmed up and ready to go, so this is how it goes. But the one thing about Greek language that I've noticed, it's very, very unique. You know, some of the languages have a certain embedding and similarities, but Greek is very unique. What is it about the language that makes it so special?
I think that the Greek language is very expressive. Quite similar to Afrikaans.
Oh,
the
I love it.
expressions are... they just describe what you're trying to say.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It makes sense, eh?
I love that aspect of it. And especially you mentioning like Afrikaans. I can relate to that side. But I'm someone that's got a little bit of a tongue twist. So whenever you say something, the brain functions, but the mouth doesn't follow through.
There are a lot of his and thiz and fizz, and which the English language doesn't have, and I think that's where the difficulty comes.
Yeah,
it's a Mediterranean thing, you know. That's the thing, and all that. But you have to get used to it. It's important, though. I actually wanted to. So in terms of the phrases, I think it's important for us to get around. So if we are going to visit, because I mean we'd love to go to Greece, by the way. We're just letting you guys know.
Santorini is on my bucket list.
Santorini would be fantastic.
Beautiful.
We just want to put that out there into the universe, okay?
Yes.
But let's start off with a simple phrase, something easy. What do you think would be a good?
Hello, how are you?
There we
I
go.
think that's a good one.
Kalimera, tikanis.
Tikanis.
Yes.
Kalimera, tikanis.
There we go.
Funny enough, growing up, there was a fisheries around the corner, and there was a Greek person who owned the fisheries, and the first thing he taught me was tikanis.
Tikanis.
Yes. Kalimera, tikanis. And then he said the response would be kala, kala veristou.
Kala.
Kala efkaristo, which means a good thank you.
Ah, Say it again.
Kala ευχαριστώ.
Yes.
Kala.
Yes. Tikanis?
Kala.
That's right. That's good.
That's absolutely perfect.
That was great, right? Okay, how about this? How about, like, what is your name? Because if you're going to meet somebody in Greece, in Santorini, who needs to direct us to the hotel or something, you're going to say, what is your name?
Τι είναι το όνομά σου?
Τι είναι το
όνομά σου? Yeah.
Τι είναι το όνομά σου?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Great.
Good at it. And if I meet a cute boy, how do I ask him what's your number?
There we go. Let's go to those.
Well, this is an interesting one. You would say, τι είναι ο αριθμός σου?
Oh, that sounds very flirty already. Have you noticed that? It's orthomos.
Yeah, so you could probably put a nice spin on it, you know, τι είναι ο αριθμός σου? And you could, you know, get by.
I mean, already, if you got that phrase ahead, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you say to somebody, orthomos, I'll be like, hey, I know where that is. So if I want to introduce myself, I'll say, my name is Carl. What do you think? So how do you say that?
Melene Carl.
Melene?
Melene
Carl.
Zoe.
Melene Zoe.
And my name is actually, it means life in Greek.
Zoe.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Zoe.
This is great. I know that also when I know that the Euros are coming up and there's going to be national anthems that will be in the stadia. So I wanted to know the national anthem itself. Without unpacking the entire anthem, I know it's very special too, because I love anthems. There's just something about them. There's the expression, the passion. So your national anthem in Greece. Give us a line from the national anthem that you feel is the most powerful for you to sing.
The first line is probably the most powerful, the most patriotic line.
Okay, what is it? What is the first line in Greek?
In Greek,
yes.
Σε γνωρίζω απ' την όψη του σπαθιού τη τρομερή.
Wow.
What does that translate to?
I recognize you from the side of the sword, which is tromeri is
a brave sword, almost.
Yes.
Yes, tragic, tyrannical. So the side of the sword, in other words, the sharp
Yes.
side of the sword. So I recognize you from the sharp side of the sword. And it's got to do with the Greek independence
Yes.
from the Ottoman Empire.
Oh my.
Interesting.
Expressive. There's something beautiful about that line, and I love that. I think the one that'll stick with me today is that say that one again.
Arithmosu.
Orithmosu.
Orithmosu.
Because you can just tell that there's magic there. But thank you very much for giving us a good sort of lesson in Greek. I think it's wonderful. And also the performance themselves, you guys were phenomenal. I love that. Because there's a unity there. Everybody's connected when you're dancing.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Look, dancing comes from from village,
Yes.
from village life. And village life, most of the dances are circular. And that's how people unite.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they get together and they face inwards and they look at each other. And that's an important part of getting together, feeling each other and being one. Because dancing alone is a singular event, but dancing in a circle is a community event.
Oh, beautiful. And we are a community here. We love dancing together on Expresso and
Yes.
S3. So how would you say thank you very much?
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. We'll be right back. This is Expresso and S3.
Whoppa.
Oppa, indeed. We unfortunately can't break plates in studio this morning. We're just not allowed to. We did ask many, many times, but we're going to break a little bread.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
So you might be missing traveling, but that doesn't mean you can't bring the flavors of Greece right into your own home with a little Greek Slovaki, a popular street food in Greece, we are told. And it's pretty easy enough to make at home, which is why we're going to attempt to do it right now and show you how.
Meat on a stick.
That's what it is. Slovaki is meat on a stick, whether it's lamb, whether it's, and they tend to grill most of their meats, we've learned in our explorations earlier today. Chicken, lamb, beef, I will take it.
Take it all.
I absolutely love this. I love the balance of fresh flavors that we're going to make in our beautiful Greek salad with this kind of dining Mediterranean with a little bit of protein for me because I know it's very vegetable rich. This is definitely my vibe, my
Same.
street.
Anyone can offer me this for dinner. I'm sold. So obviously we are doing our chicken today. So we have it already cubed. We're going to use our olive oil and that's going to go in there. It's going to be a nice little coating.
And it's going to be good olive oil. If you're going to be creating Greek cuisine, make sure that it's beautiful. Extra virgin olive oil.
Definitely. So obviously for seasoning, we have some salt and pepper. That's going to go in. Bit of a Salt Bay.
Did you rinse the chicken?
I did. Why are you judging
Thank you.
me?
No. Zoe, we rinsed the chicken. We rinsed it. Thank
Good
you.
to know. Good to know. Oppa. And then some oregano is going in.
And oregano is very much you're not shy with that oregano. That's very much the Greek herb. It just complements these kind of dishes really, really well.
And then our garlic paste goes in.
Easy.
Yes. And then, of course, the lemon, also just that zesty vibe that is what the Mediterranean is all about, just fresh flavors.
And if you wanted to marinate the chicken a little bit in these flavors, obviously the lemon is great because the acid starts to break down the fibers in the chicken as well. It's going to make it nice and tender. And
so I will say about 20 minutes is a minimum time for you to get all that flavors in.
Cool.
But overnight will also work so good. And then we're just going to put this on the skewer and we're going to have our grill in there.
So while you're doing that, I've got the salad duties today. I don't know why I didn't get a chef's knife. Why did I get the child-friendly little baby knife?
Because
I don't understand.
We know. You?
This is one of my favorite flavor profiles. Freshness of the cucumber, which is absolutely vital. I love black olives, absolutely beautiful, and these have been really well marinated. A little bit of, we've got our red onion for that sweetness, a bit of extra crunch, our beautiful tomatoes, and this you can get some amazing tomato varieties now here in South Africa, and that's going to add a bit of sweetness again, freshen it right up, and then the hero ingredient that we're going to be popping in is our clover feta cheese. Obviously great in a salad, but it's got a lovely strong salty flavor profile, which I think is going to complement our souvlaki beautifully. And in this case, I mean, you've got three variants here. You've got the plain, which undersells it because it's amazing. It's not just plain.
It's not just plain. It's not basic.
It's beautiful. Then you've got the black pepper, which is also great with the pop of black pepper. Now, I'm the kind of guy, on a salad like this, I will lace it with black pepper. For me, there's something about the flavor combination of black pepper and tomato, black pepper and strawberries, funnily enough, but with those fresh kind of berries. Yeah, completely.
Wow.
It activates, if you will, the flavors involved. And then we've got, which I think is perfect for this dish, our mixed herbs, which is beautiful.
So that will complement the chicken so well as well.
There's always this awkward moment where you think, do I stick my hand in the juice or do I use a spoon? So
just for
conservatively,
TV's sake,
I'm going to use a spoon.
For TV's sake, we're going to use a spoon.
And it's up to you how big. I think it can be quite cool to, especially if you're doing individual little salad bowls, to have the whole chunk of feta in the middle.
And then
just like boom, and then you can kind of break it down. But I'm just going to crumble this just a little bit so we can mix it really
Are you ready
beautifully
for the sear?
through. Sear it away, baby. I want to hear that sound. Oh, yeah.
There's a proud moment happening right now when you hear
joy.
that.
That's pure
you
joy.
just know that all that flavors are going to be sealed in, and you want that nice golden brown charredness of it.
Yeah.
And that chicken.
The char, I think, is very important here. And when they talk about grilling the food, it has a particular kind of smoky flavor profile which we're going for, which I think we really need. And the nice thing about doing chicken on the skewers like this, it's going to cook relatively quickly, but it's a great clean way. Are you handling there?
Yeah, I'm handling.
Well done. Great on the griddle pan. You could do these on the braai outside as well. You're going to get that same flavor profile. And this means it's a nice clean protein. So not using too much oil. Oh, look at that.
Are you proud of me?
Absolutely beautiful, yeah. And just a little note, if you're worried about getting too much blackening on the outside, finish it off in the oven.
In the oven.
Low heat, 5 minutes, just let it cook through, and then most importantly, let it rest. Even your white meats, let them rest a little bit afterwards. It's just so those fibers can relax. Honestly, that's been one of the biggest lessons I've learned. Like with a roast chicken, it's almost as important to give it that time to rest afterwards. And you know, give it the respect it deserves, but you're doing a great job there.
And then, of course, you plate it up with the beautiful salad that you created. You have some yogurt over there, some bread, and dinner is served. This is creaming flavor profile. Yes,
it's beautiful, it's fresh, and it's going to take you to the Greek Isles if you missed any of the steps for this really simple but flavor-full, packed recipe. Take a look at this. Well done.
love by Clover.
Oh, you can make my day.
Ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το ανοίξεις, κλείστο. Κι ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το μασίσεις, φτύστο. Ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το δαγκώσεις, φίλησέ το. Κι ό,τι έμαθες ως τώρα, ξέρεις.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We last caught up with radio presenter, blogger and podcaster Bailey Georgiades and her husband DJ Socks in early May of 2020. That was when South Africa was still navigating the hard COVID-19 lockdown. Now we fast forward a year and the couple, along with their gorgeous sons and mother, have made the big move all the way to Glyfada, a suburb of Athens in Greece.
And what an adventure they have had as a family. And it gives us so much pleasure, because we are missing them so much, to be catching up with them kind of in person via video call, along with their beautiful son, Alexi, to hear more about what I would imagine is a massive life change. Bales, Socks, I've got to say, I miss you, man. Your sunset sessions got me through lockdown, buddy. Bales, you and I have obviously had some incredible adventures here in South Africa, but you both look so happy and healthy. How are you guys doing?
It's so good to see both of you, and we are really, really well, all considered. I mean, this move has been incredibly overwhelming, but it's been good so far.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, firstly, let's talk about the move to Greece. I mean, from a mental and logistical perspective, what was the preparation like? Because it feels like, at least from a social media perspective, it was a decision that came about quite quickly.
No, it was actually a decision that we've been talking about for a couple of years. And it was always this idea that we would go on an adventure, that we would want to experience life outside of South Africa, just to see what it was like, kind of broaden our world horizons a little bit. We then had Alexi, and COVID came into play. We really reassessed our lives, and we reassessed what was important to us. And we decided if we were going to go on an adventure, now was the time. And so we made the decision, and here we are. And it's still like a pinch me moment.
And you look like a Greek god and goddess. Clearly, there's something in the water, something is going really, really well there for you. But I think most importantly, the kids seem to be living their best life as well. Socks, how are the kids adjusting to being in a new country? And what are you, having had experience in Greece yourself, what are you most looking forward to them experiencing in this new world that you guys find yourself in?
Well, the kids, you know, we don't give them enough credit. We thought they're going to struggle. We thought what difficulties they're going to deal with. And we just forget the kids are so resilient. It's just been one huge adventure for George. He talks about Cape Town. He remembers this. He's so excited about having been in the airplane. Everything's been a big adventure. He's been like taken to this move like a fish to water. He's at his new school now where they don't speak any English, and he's diving in. They want to speak one or two words, and he comes out happy and he plays. So the kids have adjusted amazingly. It's us as grown-ups and parents that have our insecurities and our borders and our boxes thrust onto them, where maybe we should be learning from them that, hey, they can do it, so can we. And there's nothing to be afraid about. Just take a leap and move forward. I don't know what I'm excited about as much. You know, they had a great life in South Africa. We had an unbelievable life. Yeah, I suppose I'm excited for them to grow up in a soccer-loving country. I'm excited to be just a short flight away from the UK, so I can take my sons to watch Manchester United. I'm excited. That's what I'm excited.
Basically, that's news to Bailey.
Oh, man, the interview was going so well, but it's been great to catch up with you guys. We'll see you again in a year's time. Cheers, man.
It's okay. Listen. We want you guys to stay here, stay online with us. Bailey, I know that you left your long-time job in radio for the move, but you've also now started up a podcast called the Bailey Boost Podcast. What sort of discussions are you having there? And, you know, how has this helped you just wrap your mind around settling into Greece?
Oh, thank you, Zoe. I created the Bailey Boost because I really loved creating content for my radio show. And I want to create content that really elevates your life, that boosts your life. And so I've created short podcasts that are bite-sized, that you're able to really find out information about lifestyle, things that are going to really help you in home life, parenting, fashion, beauty, and just tips that are going to make life a little easier.
I mean, we're missing you, so I would imagine you are missing so much more, as much as it looks like you're having the most amazing time there. Which aspects of living in South Africa are you both missing the most at the moment?
I know what I'm walking because I know what Bailey's missing. She's missing the convenience of Woolies.
Oh,
I mean, it's true.
But we miss our familiarities, we miss our friends, we miss the beautiful country, the amazing spirit of South Africans. We're missing a lot of things, but you know, we knew this. That it was going to take adjustment. It was going to take at least 2 years to find your new norm, to find a new familiarity until this becomes the norm. So South Africa has always had a special place in our heart, and we can't even begin to tell you how many of the little things we miss. And we'll always miss them.
For sure, and that's the way it should be, but you guys are off to a fantastic start. We're going to keep chatting with you. I'm desperate to find out more about kind of work and how that side is going. And yeah, I think you're allowing us to live vicariously through you. So thank you so much for keeping us up to date on your social medias and letting us share in this incredible Georgiades family adventure. So you guys don't go anywhere. Alexi's been doing so well. He's a very well-behaved little boy, and he's absolutely gorgeous. You guys are gorgeous as well.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Yeah, I know. Now I might have jinxed it. But stick around. We're going to continue our chat with Bales and Socks in just a moment.
And more from Bailey and Socks a little bit later, but for now, we have to dance our socks off, which is quite important. The Greek Dancing Academy of Cape Town, they are here. They gave you a performance a little earlier on your Feel Good Breakfast show, but I figured, let's find out more about the costumes. You know, I've taken a look at every single costume over here, and I want to know what the origins are. Valencia, it is so nice to see culturally how beautiful and vibrant Greek culture is. It really is gorgeous. But there is something behind the attire, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Each different costume comes from a different area.
Okay.
So we'll start at the end. Tash here, her costume is from an area called Florina, which is mainland and in the mountains.
Okay.
Okay. This is the Greek traditional soldier.
I love that one.
And yeah, so this is basically the guard, the soldiers that were fighting, and the guards of the palace. And these three here are from Crete, the island of Crete. And they have such absolutely beautiful and colorful costumes. The islands are usually a lot more colorful. In their dance style as well as in their costumes, and mine is stylized around the island, from the island of Kefalonia, which is on the west coast of Greece.
And I am from Cape Tonia.
Right.
Right. That's my island.
Polka dry.
Polka, yes, that's right. That's how we work it out. I cannot wait to see this performance. Thank you so much for being here, Valencia.
Thank you.
And let's take it away. I want to see some dancing, some movement. This is the Greek Dance Academy of Cape Town. Take it away. Hoppa!
Ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το ανοίξεις, κλείστο. Κι ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το μασίσεις, φτύστο. μπορείς να το δαγκώσεις, φίλησέ το. Κι ό,τι έμαθες ως τώρα, ξέχασέ το. Και να θυμάσαι πάντα αυτό, 7 φορές να πέφτεις και να σηκώνεσαι 8. Και να θυμάσαι πάντα αυτό, 7 φορές να πέφτεις και να σηκώνεσαι 8. Ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το αναστήσεις, θάψτο. Κι ό,τι δεν μπορείς να πεις με λόγια, γράψτο. Ό,τι δεν μπορείς να το αντέξεις, άντεξέ το. Κι ό,τι πιο πολύ μισείς, αγάπησέ το. Και να θυμάσαι πάντα αυτό, 7 φορές να πέφτεις και να σηκώνεσαι 8. Και να θυμάσαι πάντα αυτό, 7 φορές να πέφτεις και να σηκώνεσαι 8. Και να θυμάσαι πάντα αυτό, 7 φορές να πέφτεις και να σηκώνεσαι 8.
The Greek Dance Academy of Cape Town, thank you very much. You guys are absolutely exceptional. Another round of applause to them, please. They were amazing. And more of your Feel Good Breakfast Show coming up, as well as Bailey and Socks from Greece. Stay right there as we get our Greek on. Get our Greek on. Get our Greek on.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, very excited to be back on video call with Bailey, previously known as Schneider, now Georgiades, and her husband DJ Socks, as we continue to find out more about their move to Glyfada, a suburb of Athens, all the way in Greece. And Socks was actually born in Athens and lived there until the age of 5 before moving to South Africa without being able to speak a word of English. So now the tables have turned. Guys, it really is so, it brings me so much joy to see you. I absolutely love you guys. And I always used to marvel at kind of your hustle here in South Africa. And it's so cool to see you hustling again on that side of the globe. So well done for making the transition. Socks, I'm going to get a bit nostalgic with you to start us off again. What memories do you have from being a young boy in Greece? Do you have memories? And what are some of the biggest changes that you and your mom have noticed now that you're back in Athens?
It's funny, I don't have many memories. I left here when I was 5 years old to move to Cape Town. I've been coming back and forth to Greece on holiday. My sister's been here, my cousins, my aunts. So we come regularly on holiday. But the last few years, I've really noticed a huge difference in the modernization of Athens. It's really moved forward from an older generation to a more younger, forward-thinking, dominated country that's only getting more and more like that. So the tourism industry has moved forward, modernized, the hospitality industry. It's all about service now, where in the past you were just the inconvenience maybe. You know, everything is digitalized. They have like the delivery service in the last year. You can order food at midnight or a coffee at 2 in the morning or your groceries or anything like that. It's really modernized.
Amazing. I love that. Yes. Now, Bailey, I wanted to know from you, how was your Greek prior to making the move to Glyfada?
Πρόσφατα νομάθα ελληνικά. Σιγά σιγά.
I love it.
I have been learning slowly. In fact, when we arrived, I did an 8-week course, but that was really tricky because I discovered that English has 500,000 words. Greek has 5 million.
Oh, wow.
But that's great. It just means, Bales, for the people like you and I who never shut up, that's awesome. You now have 5 million more ways of being able to explain something and irritate your significant other. You see, I love that.
I am the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly. Hey, listen, he knew what he was getting himself into, girl. He knew it. Socks, I've got to ask you, because it seems like for a DJ, this has got to be the ultimate playground. Clubs open all year round. Obviously, now moving into the summer months in Greece, what sort of season are you looking at? And you talk about the tourism there. What's the vibe like around this time of the year and the weather like in Greece?
Well, it's a double-sided question there, because ordinarily it would be amazing and an entertainer or DJ's dream to come over and clubs open with no curfews, no shutting down. But until a few weeks ago, restaurants were closed, nightclubs seem to still be closed. There's no music allowed currently, unless that law's changed in the last few days. So for a DJ or entertainer right now, it's not the ideal place to be. Hopefully in the long term, in the long run, things will be as you explained it in the entertainer's dream. But for now, I suppose it's about getting established. You know, the difference is in South Africa, I was established. I was almost a household name. You know, if you're looking for someone to book, I would be sort of top of mind. Yeah, I'm just another small fish in a huge pond. So it's about looking for those opportunities and looking for other business opportunities as well.
For sure. Just keep the live streaming going so that we, and especially your old clique and Camps Bay, buddy, they need you, I think. They probably are going through withdrawal right now. So keep streaming, dude, just so we can get our fix.
And I also want to say, I don't think you're a small fish. I think you're just the new fish, which is also quite exciting.
You're a shark, baby.
Yes,
you're a shark. Come on.
Well, I want to know quickly from the both of you, of course, we are still in the grips of a worldwide pandemic, but what is the lockdown and the vaccine situation like there in Greece? Do you have to wear masks when you go out to the stores? What is life like there for you right now?
At the moment, it's still very much wearing masks. A lot of people actually double mask. There's a lot of fear here. The vaccinations are rolling out really well. I think that you can register, and within a few days you can go through to be registered. And it really is just about, you know, staying safe. And, you know, I think it's opened up. Greece has opened up a lot now to tourism, well, to the countries that are allowed to travel. And so it's just about being mindful of that and understanding that you know, COVID hasn't gone away, but life also has to carry on.
Completely. Oh, guys, it's so good to see you looking so vital, so happy and so healthy, especially during such challenging times. I know you guys are going to find your feet there. Thank you again for sharing your journey on social media, so we don't feel completely disconnected from the both of you, but just so good to see you. So glad Alexi and George are really adapting and loving it there as well, and we are sending you so much South African love right now. I hope you can feel it coming through the digital connection that we have right now. But guys, thank you, and just stay safe and keep thriving, man. Just do what you did in South Africa and be awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for your support. We love you guys.
And lots of love to you and your family, Graham.
Yeah.
What a pleasure it was to catch up with our remote family and our Expresso family and our friends that's abroad. And now more than ever, our world truly feels like a global village. So we wish Bailey and DJ Socks all of the best with their gorgeous boys while they are in Greece.
So we can't do a Greek theme without including some delicious Greek foods. Now, chef and owner of Maria's Greek Cafe, Kate Wigley-Romano, will be showing us how to make a classic Greek roasted leg of lamb and pairing it with something we all know, love, and we'd love to make, tzatziki. You have to say it with passion, otherwise it doesn't work out. You'll split the recipe if you don't say tzatziki. That's how it goes. Oppa! Kate, it's so nice to have you in the kitchen.
Thank you for having us.
And I see you have your sous chef Cleon just chopping away there. Is that dill there, sir? Just asking for a friend.
Yes.
Thank you. It's dill.
Dill we've got.
That's lovely. So while you're doing your due diligence, let's get over to the lamb. Right, so this is a beautiful leg of lamb. I can see it's free range.
Yes, free range lamb, which we're going to be marinating.
Yeah.
And then roasting in the oven for 3 hours.
It's a labor of love, eh? Because when you're waiting for 3 hours, you're thinking about what you're going to do in that 3 hours. It'd be like the round prep, right?
Just sit back, play some tabli, drink some ouzo.
Tabli?
Tabli.
We must talk about it. Tabli. Oh, that works for me. So what's the marinade? What are you going to
So we're going to do oregano, garlic, salt and pepper, and lemon juice.
Okay.
Rub that on, put it in the oven. And in the meantime, you are going to be making us some tzatziki.
Okay, lovely.
So we've got the grated cucumber,
yes,
Greek yogurt, garlic, dill, mint, and black pepper.
Okay, beautiful stuff. Also, the marination process, are we looking at 24 hours marinating?
We normally marinate overnight.
Okay, perfect. That makes sense to me. I'm going to start grating over here because I feel like I can do a great job for you, Kate. Yeah, I will do. So which side of the grate do you want? Fine side?
You can do
thick
this
side.
one.
Perfect. So while we do that, you are going to be brushing that. So you're brushing on a bit of, looks like ginger there. Is that a ginger garlic?
Garlic.
Oh, garlic. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Garlic goes there. And then, of course, how's the chopping going on there, Cleon?
Okay, I'm almost ahead of you guys.
Okay,
so
no. If we're going to race, because I think the real love is once all of these things are assembled, that's where we go into the assembly of the pita. Which is the joy. And I think that's where around the table you get your family together, you get your dad. If you want to do this for your pops for Father's Day, I think this is perfect. So this is what we love doing. We love having a feel-good breakfast show with something great. Like you guys in cucumber. That's right. So the chopping's still going on. Okay, that's enough for me here. Beautiful. And that's all straight. This is such a good hack. Because usually I want to strain my cucumber because you don't want too much moisture in there and you actually have to squeeze it in there. But magic of TV, look at that. Did it earlier while you weren't watching. All right, so now we've got some pepper going in here.
Yes.
Pepper goes in. We've got some salt. Salt goes in. Got some garlic. I wish I knew what garlic is in Greek. Garlic. Done. Perfect. And then how many tablespoons?
You can put all of that in.
All of it?
Yeah.
Done and dusted. Chopped stuff. Let's pop that in over here. This is great. By the way, Cleon, you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Honestly, you've got that thing. You're a chop above the rest, my friend. That's how it goes. Yeah, this is great. Then I'll stir that in there. And can one do? I know people like to do a squeeze of lemon juice or something over that. Can you do that as well?
You can do anything.
Oh, by the way, that is probably the best tzatziki I have ever made, and this one's on national TV. I like that. Wowza. Okay, look at this. I did that. Yes, it's called cheeky. Thank you. Thank you thank you so much. All right, lovely. That's what you call cheeky tzatziki. All right, now let's get freaky and Greeky and go that side. I'm ready.
Okay.
So
you can take one of the pita breads.
Pita breads, that's right.
I've just halved it for you.
Thank you very much. Now, this is that is the receptacle of love, isn't it?
It is.
This is where it happens. The good stuff happens here in this receptacle. Oh, Here we go.
And we can put some tzatziki in there.
So you go tzatziki first. You know, I actually probably would have popped the tzatziki on top, so I'm glad I'm getting proper,
Well, you can do a bit of both. Oops, spilling.
But that's the whole idea. If you're not
it's messy
spilling...
business.
And the thing is, when you spill, you get so frustrated, you break the plate. Isn't that why you do it?
I don't know, Cleon, why do you break plates?
Cleon, why do you break the plates? I would love to know.
Well, we don't actually break the plates. It got a bit unruly because it was expectation and it became messy and
Okay.
it was quite destructive.
I think also after a couple, people were like, where are the plates? Okay, I got you.
In fact, it's been banned in a lot of Greek islands. So there's a big expectation from tourists to do it.
And also there's a little risk, I suppose, with regard to, the splinters of the...
Injuries.
Yeah, that's it. And then I want to know, oppa, where does that come from? I know that's such a big thing, especially when you see the plates breaking.
I think it's a part of the Middle Eastern area. So
Yeah.
You'll hear that in Turkey, Greece, Lebanon, Egypt, celebratory...
When you have a drink.
Yes.
Oh.
Have a drink.
Really? Can you do it while you're having a bite of pizza?
You can try.
Okay. This recipe is on expressoshow.com. I'm going to give it a taste here. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to talk after. But what I will do is I'll say, get the recipe, try it this weekend. Here we go. Mm-hmm.
Get in there, son.
Okay.
Say it. Say it.
Whoppa.
Do I have something in my face? I don't know.
No, it's all clean.
Okay, I'm ready. All together now. You know what this tastes like? Oppa! Oh. Try it at home.
A healthier you starts with you and your plate. Join us on a nourishing journey by entering to be on SABC2's new show, Color Your Plate with Koo. To be part of the show, buy any 3 Koo products and send Koo5 a day to 072-741-5357 on WhatsApp. Follow the steps to load a picture of your colorful meal served and stand to win prizes valued at 500,000 rands with Koo. Koo, uzotwala. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we delve back into the sport. Bafana Bafana recording a hard-fought but very impressive 3-2 win over Uganda last night. Then Euro 2020 kicks off. Yes, it might be a year late, but we're ready for it. And of course, Roland Garros will conclude on Sunday. Sports journalist Yalulwe Oh, Cher is still with us via video chat in his pajamas to chat a little bit about this incredible weekend of sport that we have ahead of us. But let's throw it back. A very impressive performance for Bafana up against Uganda, made even more impressive by the fact that there were so many debutants. This was a young-looking Bafana side that showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit. They had to come from behind, scored a lot of goals. This is what we want from our national outfit. What did you make of the game against the friendly against Uganda last night?
Yeah, Graham, I think, like you say, a lot of young players, a lot of debutants in the team. When they went behind and they couldn't get any foothold into the game, one of the biggest concerns is that maybe the experiment was going to fail. And the dangers of that is having these guys having that scar into their heads for the rest of their careers and not being able to resurrect their international careers. But credit to the coaching staff who came in at halftime, clearly said the right things, built the character back, and the boys showed character to come back. And there's a saying that says, let the kids play, and the kids did the job, you know, to debutants getting the goals and turning the whole result around. So overall, a very good experiment for Bafana.
Yeah, and up against some pretty harsh opposition in the form of Uganda, but a great opportunity to see where those younger members of the crew are at. We love that. Let's throw forward now to the football that we've waited just about a year for. We are so excited about Euros because we've been treated to some amazing domestic leagues, in particular in Spain and, of course, in England. Now we get to see these players playing for their international teams with some mouth-watering fixtures. A great one to kick us off. But let's get into the groups quickly now. Group A, Italy, Switzerland, Turkey and Wales. Obviously, Italy and Turkey kicking us off, but you've got to say Italy probably the show horse of that group.
Yeah, definitely. Especially under Roberto Mancini, who's really brought back the Italian flavor. They haven't lost, I think, in 2 or 3 years under him in competitive football. So they've got the winning momentum going again, which has been devoid of previous Italian sides. A lot of people were saying the whole country is on a decline in terms of their football. But Roberto Mancini has gone back, found a couple of young players to build a new national team with, and it's worked for him in a period of 2 years. And now they're looking like a team that could be dark horses for this tournament, especially when they keep getting over at home.
And then you talk about a golden generation. I'm going to talk about, as we move into Group B, Belgium here for a moment. Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, Dries Mertens. These are superstars. This is their time to do this. If they're not going to do it now, for most of these players, they're not going to have that opportunity again. This is the team to beat.
Definitely. I've said it before, and I've said this is the last tournament where all of these big players are all in their prime. So this is that last shot for them to prove to the whole Belgium community and country that, look, we were the country's golden boys and we're going to bring something back home to show for it. Unfortunately, if they don't go all the way, then there won't be much to show for their generation except being number one for quite some time in the FIFA rankings, and that won't be good enough. It's a big tournament. Lukaku's on form, De Bruyne's on form, you know, and there's not much that they need more than just momentum and luck, and hopefully it will be on their side for their sake this time.
Group C also looks really strong. Probably Netherlands, the favourites there, as Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia and the Ukraine shape up. Group D is interesting for me, as you've got England and Croatia, and they'll be meeting in their first encounter at Wembley Stadium. The Czech Republic and Scotland. But this is an English side with the likes of Mason Mount, young players. I'm sure Gareth Southgate is going to be thanking Pep Guardiola for blooding in that particular incredible young English talent. Maybe there's a bit of Spurs influence there as well. Is this the year that England are going to do it, that they're going to show some shape and some form?
Well, I'll hesitate to say it is, because in previous years, England have always had a good team, you know, but this time around, honestly, there is that good mixture of young players who are being established at Premier League level, which hasn't always been the case. Credit to the Premier League managers for doing that. And there's also that experience in the team, the likes of Jordan Henderson, the likes of Maguire in there. So there is a bit of steel in the team. If they get the balance right, if they're able to bring players like Phil Foden and Mason Mount into a team like that and Jadon Sancho, then they've got all the firepower going forward. Big question marks on Maguire being fit. He'll be a rock for them at the back, so they'll be hoping to get positive news on his front. But overall, there's a good squad there. If they don't do it now, not all will be lost. They've been looking to the 2022 World Cup, and say maybe that's our real target anyway.
Yeah, Southgate certainly got the pieces to play around with. Then Poland, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Luis Enrique not naming one Real Madrid player in that team. That in itself was a shock. But I think probably the form team for me in the group of death, Portugal up against France, Germany and Hungary in Group F, the group of death. And we haven't even had time to touch on the French Open. But of course, in that second semi-final, we got Rafa Nadal up against Novak Djokovic to decide who's going to make it into that final on Sunday. Whatever sport you love, enjoy it. It is a massive weekend in sport, on the field, on the court. Soak it all up. Yolo, we love you, man. Thank you so much. You can get back into bed and enjoy the rest of your Friday. You guys at home can let us know where your allegiances lie. We'd love to invite you to join as a super fan. Maybe we'll be putting you in that chair.
2 minutes past 8 o'clock, time to have a final look at those news headlines. We start with your national news. The Cabinet has extended South Africa's national state of disaster by a further month. The state of disaster will now continue until 15th of July 2021. The extension was necessary to allow the country to continue its COVID-19 containment efforts. Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma is expected to officially publish the extension in the Government Gazette within the next few days. A national state of disaster in response to the coronavirus pandemic was first declared on the 15th of March 2020. The government yesterday announced a major move in the provision of extra electricity. An amendment to the Electricity Regulation Act that will make it easier for independent power providers to generate power and even sell it back into the grid was welcomed widely. President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform is expected to unlock significant investment in new generation capacity, enabling companies to build their own generation facilities to supply their energy needs. Now, this will also reduce the burden on Eskom, allowing it to proceed with its intensive maintenance program. Now moving to news further abroad, UN humanitarian chief Mark Lowcock has said there is famine in northern Ethiopia after the release of a UN-backed analysis of the situation. It was found that some 350,000 people were living in severe crisis in the war-torn Tigray region. Tigray has been devastated by fighting between government forces and rebels. The UN says the food situation in the region has reached the level of a catastrophe, which it defines as starvation and death, affecting small groups of people spread over large areas. 135 years after gifting the original Lady Liberty, France is sending a second, smaller Statue of Liberty across the Atlantic just in time for America's July 4th festivities. Now, the bronze sibling statue, nicknamed Little Sister, has been in France since its completion in 2009. Standing almost 3 meters tall and weighing some 455 kilograms, the replica is 1/16 the size of the original. It will be erected across from the original on Ellis Island. Starting on June the 20th, its journey to New York can be followed live online. And then news concerning Sunday's Ultimate Human Race, the first Comrades Marathon between Pietermaritzburg and Durban, known worldwide as the Ultimate Human Race, took place in 1921 to honor the thousands of men who fell in the Great War of 1914 to 1918. And this Sunday, runners, young and old, will celebrate the camaraderie and joy of 100 years of the Ultimate Human Race through their participation in the Comrades Centenary Hope Challenge. Now, the oldest surviving Comrades Marathon winner has also confirmed his participation in this year's second virtual event to be hosted by the Comrades Marathon Association since the onset of COVID-19. Bernard Gomersall, a United Kingdom national who now resides in the USA, will be joined by his family and friends on Sunday and will together chart their own routes on the Crescent Trail along the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Gomersall broke the tape first in the 1965 Comrades Marathon in a time of 5 hours, 51 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, this year's virtual event slogan is Itemba, Hope Is, to really inspire other athletes to dig deep and discover their own hopes and dreams for a better future. On that beautiful note, that is where I leave your news headlines. Here is Zoe one more time with a look at how it looks in your part of the country.
Thank you, Jamie. And we wrap up your weather for the week by recapping some of the sunrise photos you've shared this morning. We started the morning off with this beautiful yet cloudy one from Lefa Sekio from Lesotho. One of our regulars, Nancy Govender from Pennington and KZN, shared yet another gorgeous sunrise overlooking the ocean. At 7 o'clock, we showcased the stunning image of the sky that we received from Suzette Koen in Jeffreys Bay. And last but not least, we head back to KZN, where Taryn Hanif from Pietermaritzburg shared this beautiful pink skyline with us. A big thank you to each and every one of you that have taken the time to share your gorgeous sunrise photos with us this week. We truly appreciate seeing each and every one, and please continue to interact with us on the Expresso Facebook page. And while we love having your beautiful local viewers send in your photos, we also have to give a shout out to the international viewers that tune in via the Africa channel in the US, as well as on YouTube. Now this morning, we want to continue our venture through Greece, and we head to the port city as well as the second largest city in Greece, Thessaloniki. Now the city is renowned for its festivals, events and vibrant cultural life in general, and is considered to be Greece's cultural capital. The White Tower of Thessaloniki is a monument and museum of the waterfront of the city. Now it was substantially remodeled, and its exterior was whitewashed after Greece gained control of the city in 1912. It has also been adopted as the symbol of the city. Today, the city will experience variable cloudiness with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm reaching a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. And some lucky early risers in parts of the Northern Hemisphere were met with a halo-like sunrise early yesterday morning. The annular solar eclipse, also known as a ring of fire eclipse, happens when the moon moves between Earth and the sun and blocks a portion of the sun's rays. This eclipse is an annular eclipse, meaning the moon is far enough away from Earth and it appears smaller than the sun. It was visible in many parts of the Northern Hemisphere. The eclipse began its sweep in Canada, north of the Great Lakes, crossed northeastern Canada on into the Arctic Ocean, passing over the North Pole and ended up in northeastern Siberia. People around the world captured the celestial show, the first of 2 solar eclipses this year, with some stunning images. Well, on that note, let's take a final look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane today, a sunny day ahead with a low of 6, a high of 20. Mbombela 10, reaching a high of 24. Partly cloudy in Pretoria, 7, 21. Johannesburg 7, reaching a high of 18. Sunny conditions in Mahikeng, 6 is your low, 23 your high. Cloudsthorpe 5, 21. It is in Kimberley 7 and a high of 23 for today. Bloemfontein starting off with a cool 1, but a high of 21 for today. Richards Bay 14, 23. Pietermaritzburg 7, 24. Sunny in Durban 15 with a high of 23. Partly cloudy conditions in Mthatha today, 6, 24. East London 17, reaching a high of 27. Cradock 4, 24. Gqeberha 12 with a high of 26. George 12, reaching a high of 25. Cape Town 12 with a high of 23. Partly cloudy conditions in Worcester today with a high of 25. Sutherland 5 with a high of 18. And Uppington 10 is your low for today and 26 degrees Celsius is your maximum. That's where I leave your weather. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you, Zozo. Now, every now and again, you have to get like a special person, something special, of course. You know, Dad's Day is coming up. There are people in your life, dad figures, people who have mentored you that also deserve a bit of something for Father's Day. And I just figured that the beauty editor extraordinaire, Knox Mafu, is going to help me find my perfect scent. Yes. So I think it's important for me to just state that Graham earlier was classic and sophisticated.
Yes.
Now, I don't know what adjectives you want to bring in here. I'm hoping that you got some good ones here. Because I can see Graham has definitely got that classic, sophisticated dad vibe.
Yes.
Now, what's my vibe?
So your vibe is modern, edgy, kind of contemporary dad. So you're definitely someone who's got the versatility, the young edge. I mean, we all know, guys, that he is charming, funny. So aren't you charming?
Well, that's the first time I heard charming. Clearly, Knox felt something from me.
But I mean, for you, I think the perfect, of course.
Thank you.
I think for me, the perfect fragrance so that would actually be the W Beauty Blue Ultra.
Ooh.
Already giving me that contemporary modern vibe. But this is really great for someone who needs a little bit more freshness. So you're kind of more crispy notes when you get there. I think I remember you mentioned in your fragrance you enjoy...
I like the fresh. I do like fresh. It's almost like when you walk past someone, they need to like know that you've bathed recently.
Yes, well, that's important. I hope that's happening all the time. But this is great because it's got amazing nutmeg. So nutmeg is kind of like the heart tone of it, but it's also got spicy elements. So it's a very oriental kind of fragrance.
It's spicy.
Exactly, but it's still quite light and fresh in its ability. So
wow,
it's a lot. Do you know what?
You got me down, and this is called Blue.
Ultra.
You actually blew
Ultra.
my mind with this. Now, Graham a little earlier did a bit of a twinkle tippy toe thing.
Yes.
I'm going to do something different.
Oh, of course. Whoa, whoa, wow, wow. Do you see what I'm saying? Modernity. Freshness.
Okay, this is definitely my type of fragrance. You've got fresh in here. There's something about it that is quite sexy, I'll be honest with you. There's that thing where, you know, when somebody like walks past, you're like, oh, who's that?
What was that?
That's correct.
And it's actually just taken over the whole room now.
I like this.
It's really nice.
I really, really do. And I think that you should get one of these. I mean, if you want Knox to blow your mind, of course, she blew mine. Shop this fragrance and more at Woolworths. If you shop online between now and the 14th of June, you get 20% off on selected fragrances and gift sets, including this one. So do remember to make sure you go online because this is available exclusively online at Woolworths. Yes.
Smell that. Freshness.
Woo!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, how can you not be pumped and inspired for movies with that kind of intro music and, of course, with this channel to bring you the best. In fact, the best of the best. Dwa.
Two of the best of the best. So the word in Greek. We have to learn.
I love it, man. So we're focusing on the movies on SABC this weekend, and we've got some absolute crackers. A really nice balance, some great fight movies, okay?
I love so much that this poster I found is, so you can see the fold lines, like someone grabbed this from a wall and they were like, this will be priceless one day.
But this time, it's the fight of their lives. So we love Best of the Best one of the greatest fight movies ever made with Eric Roberts. Because I love Taekwondo. I did Taekwondo for a couple of years.
That line is hilarious to me, by the way. It's almost like it's thrown away number one. Like, forget about number one. We did our best.
That was a fight for glory. This
now
is a
they
fight
might die
for their lives.
You did Taekwondo?
I did for a number of years and absolutely loved it. So I loved this film and I loved how far the fighters took it. It was some pretty cool fight scenes.
Well, was this one of the movies that made your decision towards Taekwondo?
Not at all. No,
Does it influence you in different ways? Hairstyles?
It definitely coloured my kind of existence. I love this idea about an old fighter having to come back and fight for something more. And Eric Roberts, they found him on like, yeah, completely. But they found him on some like farm somewhere, you know, in no state to fight, like, and then he had to come back and beat the world champion,
kind of thing.
Because it's in the heart. Look at him. Look at him.
This is number two, so the whole world champion thing is like parked now. Now, for some reason, it gets more trippy. It's like there's a Colosseum.
Yeah, no, but now literally they're fighting for their lives. But this has got got great fight scenes, and it's got a great super villain there, a big guy with a golden skin tone.
Buckrun or something like that. He's got a weird, like he's one of those one-name wonders, like a supermodel or
like
a villain from Mortal Kombat. Yes. Oh man!
I mean, look at that! Look at that!
This is the most like.
And Eric Roberts is going to fight him.
Erotic stuff. I mean, it is Pride Month, so go wild.
And what's that guy's name? Philip Reed.
Philip Reed, yes.
Really good in this, and his fighting ability is amazing.
This was his baby, so he directed 2 of them, and he put up the money for 2 of them as well, and they were money makers.
Brackus.
He's the big bad dude. So for whatever reason, as these things go, sort of like Enter the Dragon, you find the secret island. You know, the dude is like, yes, every man of every color and religion and race must fight to find the best of the best. Who knows why? Who needs to know
awesome.
why?
That's great. It's great.
You just need your best 2 brain cells for this.
It's going to be beautiful. Then let's shift gears considerably.
Just by the way, that's SABC 1 tonight at 9 p.m.
And it's going to be a cracker. Let's move across to a beautiful film. David O. Russell, I didn't know that he did 3 Kings. The Fighter, absolutely amazing. And he brings us Silver Linings Playbook.
If you want to get even more niche, because David O. Russell is one of my favorite directors. Sure, he's had some duds, but who hasn't had duds?
Yeah.
Also watch I Heart Huckabees with Naomi Watts.
Okay.
Jason Schwartzman as well. Silver Linings Playbook, man. Oh, what a sweet movie.
Bradley Cooper, Jen Law, absolutely.
Jen Law.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
The kids call her Jen Law.
Robert De Niro, also superb. In fact, the whole cast here really deliver. This is a beautiful ensemble
even Chris,
performance.
it's Chris Tucker, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And all the cast have to be sort of quite special in a way, because they're not just treated as side little, snippets and bites in Bradley Cooper's life, because they obviously also have their own mental issues that they're going through. The story being, in case you don't remember, is that Bradley Cooper is this guy who just did his stint in a mental institution where he was trying to be helped through dealing with, I think it's bipolar that he's struggling with. I should have read a bit before.
Yeah, no,
but,
it is.
He walked in on his wife cheating on him. That threw him into a bit of a state. He has an episode and then goes through his healing process and has these rules and these guidelines about how he's going to live and try and heal through it and try and forget it and get back together with the ex that he feels hurts him, but at the same time that he can rescue it in a way. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jen Law.
My brain now. I'm going to have to book myself in because I just sang Waiting for Tonight by Jennifer Lopez in my head. Okay, so she's also in her own way, and not to be like disparaging of this kind of thing, because the whole town is a mental train wreck who's trying to get back on the horse, trying to get back into life. The community is one way of thinking about it. Oh, she's just too much of a wink-wink social butterfly type thing, but she's had her own pain. 2 of them enter a dance competition, and that becomes their own like little crazy psychotic game, because like to try and keep things on an even keel, sometimes you have to do things that you'd never do in your life. Sometimes you have to jump out of planes, sometimes you enter a dance competition, and the 2 of them do this so beautifully. They become, in a way, the 2 only, inverted commas, normal people who can recognize their pain, recognize their mental illness in a way that the other characters only learn vicariously through them and by supporting them in this weird dance of life that we're in. It's so beautiful.
It is lovely, and their dance at the end is just spectacular.
And this is all, by the way, like all the hullabaloo about mental illness and that kind of stuff, which is not, I'm not treating it too lightly or whatever.
Yeah.
But it didn't like fixate on that. It's still a rom-com as well.
It still creates a beautiful story within that.
I appreciate David.
We haven't had time to touch on it, but you can also catch an absolute legend of a film about the legend in boxing, played by a legendary actor. Will Smith takes the role of Ali, and that's on SABC 3 at 7:30. One of the greatest performances, I think, in this
kind of role. By the way, is Saturday at 7:30. This is Ali is Sunday 7:30. Just so we know.
Great movie live. Enjoy. We'll be back with some movies releasing
Michael
today.
Mann, boxing movie. Emmanuel Lubezki behind camera. Oh, Ali's great too.
Let's take a moment to celebrate Friday. And of course, we have a very, very important thing to do. We're going to cruise into the weekend, and it's time for another round of the 5-second game. And someone sitting on this couch is about to walk off into the sunset with that box of Omar's rusks. This is a coveted prize. People want this all over. I know you can get it from your local store, but it doesn't matter because this one is special. Today's opponents are 3 beautiful ladies. You've got Jamie Lee, you've got Zoe, and you've got Knox Mafu on the couch, ready to take on the challenge. And today, to inspire your wanderlust, you have to say it properly, travel is our theme today. Ladies, you know how this goes. You will have 5 seconds to answer. I will ask you to name a couple of things.
Okay.
And all you have to do is just take yourself places in your mind. Be the Boeing 747 you want to be.
Oh, love that.
That's right.
It's your first time, right?
Yes,
It's my first time.
This is why I'm excited for you.
I'm going to see what happens.
Because you've got like these two competitive ladies on either side here. This is great. All right, so let's start off. Ladies, stand by. 5 seconds in. Jamie Lee, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
And I want you to name 3 countries in Africa.
Kenya, Namibia, Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much. Done and dusted.
Netswa.
Nox Mafu.
Netswa.
First time, right? Don't
first
worry.
time.
You got this. I want you to name 3 American cities and go.
New York, California, and Brooklyn.
California's not a city.
And Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's
Okay.
a suburb.
California.
Love that. It's going well.
Love that for you.
You know
Love
what?
that for you.
Because
Doing
it's
well.
Nox's first time, I'm accepting all of those because I can change the rules as I will. For you, Zoe, the rules will never change.
Okay, what is my...
Name 3 countries with a beach.
With a beach?
Yeah.
South Africa, Australia, and...
It's not a country, man.
Love that.
It's a theme countries today because then I'm
travel.
finished.
It's travel. Yes, that's. I'm saying you know it's travel. Okay, can we move on to the next ones? Don't worry, you're gonna catch up on the next. Don't worry, you got this. You got this. All right. Jamie Lee, let's go back to you.
Yes.
I want you to name 3 road trip songs.
Take it back to the beach. How do I say goodbye? And I love you. You guys don't know that song.
How does it go, Jamie?
I want to know.
How does it go?
I love you enough for the both of us.
Okay, but the way you did the you now,
I
it
love
was like
you.
I love you. Yeah. It's kind of like the U was padding to find the right song title. Doesn't matter though, because we need to move on to Nox Mafu. Here we go. Name 3 modes of transport.
Oh my gosh, a car, an airplane, and a train.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Let's drop the mic.
No.
Drop the mic.
You're coming through.
Zozo.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No.
I know. Name 3 best patkos foods.
Chicken wings, eggs, and a sandwich.
Okay, can I question eggs in a
Boiled
vehicle?
eggs.
In a vehicle with people, I want to ask the question.
Airplane.
Come now, has your mother never made like those blue eggs?
Also, I want to know how the driver is going to say, pass me a chicken wing quick, man. I want to just...
Eat it.
The bones.
And the
Where are we
eggs.
putting the bones?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't eat the pat course in the
She was-
car, you eat it along the pat.
Got a bunch of...
You stop.
Okay.
bunch of Simon Cowles here today.
Are we giving it to her?
Sorry, Zoe. You should have
Peeling
sat on the
the
couch and on the high chair there. Yeah, okay. Jamie Lee.
Yes.
Name 3 countries you'd love to travel to.
Ooh, Serbia, Croatia, and the Philippines.
Lovely.
Oh, love for the Eastern Bloc there.
Girl.
Okay.
There's a type.
And it's obviously travel-related and not man-related. Moving along. Nox Mafu. Name 3 famous international tourist attractions.
Wow, guys.
Wow,
New York
guys.
State Building.
Table Mountain.
Table Mountain.
Robben Island.
Wow.
Well,
that was...
it's okay.
Game
It just shows you, because of lockdown, it's been a while.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes,
Don't worry.
I need a passport.
Okay.
I don't know anything anymore.
Zozo, this one is just, it's designed for you. Okay, I want you to get fantasizing very quickly. Name 3 countries you'd honeymoon in.
Love that.
Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles.
Can you tell that she's been thinking about it?
Yes,
I'm just asking for a
100%.
friend.
Yeah, that was
That's
You knew that.
Jesus.
Done.
She's got it all set up. Ceremony, honeymoon, alles. Okay, let's move on. Jamie Lee.
Oh, wait, that wasn't the last round?
Yes.
What?
No, there's one more.
It's getting-
Okay,
One
we're
more
gonna go
round,
quick on this
one
one.
more. Yeah.
Jamie Lee, name 3 things you can't travel without.
My Swilkos, my toothbrush, and underwear.
Yes.
Back in the day, I was just thinking about it, but I was just like, no, there's no way you can.
Nox Mafu.
Yes.
Just asking a question. Are Woolworths going to stock Swirl Coaster? Just letting you know.
Yes,
Perfect.
and yes.
Oh, thank you, Nox. Name 3 fashion items you can't go without.
Good jeans, a little black dress, and a coat.
Fantastic. I thought your last answer was going to be Swirl Coast, but it's fine. Right, moving along. Name 3 reasons you'd be late for a flight.
Oh, no, I would never be late for a flight. I'm sorry.
Fair.
No, never.
Yeah,
never.
that is Zoe.
Never.
That is
I've never missed a flight.
Love
Okay.
That is a good answer.
Wowza. All right, I have to make a decision here. I need to go to the independent auditors. Yes, yes, I love you. Okay, fine. Carry the one. Beautiful. Well done. Jamie Lee!
Woo!
You are the winner. Well done.
We actually going to share this
Oh,
with our
thank you.
Swilkos
Oh, yes.
to the Maldives. And
Yes, and
the last
just...
time-
No.
I'm
When was
loving.
the last
Okay,
time
you know what?
I
I'm
was
loving
Swirl
this,
Coaster?
and
That
while they're
wasn't
enjoying their
promised.
Omas rusks and their Swirl Coaster, as they will, I just want to let you know that for the moment you have all been waiting for this week's winner, and we asked you where in the world you'd most love to dip an Oma and Bongoletu Tobela sent us this awesome photo full of gees and said, I would love to dip an Oma at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Paris while standing next to the love of my life after proposing to her because nothing compares to our love for each other. And Paris is the city of love. So I'd like to tell you, congratulations to Bongoletu, who are win that Oma hamper, valued at 1,000 rand. Well done. We hope that you will use that towards a ring and, of course, that trip to Paris. Good luck to you. Go get your girl, my friend. And don't forget, go get the Oma's rusks first and the swilkos.
Anytime is dipping time when it's with the ones you love.
Next holiday with Marriott Hotels. Explore the best of Mzansi from our incredible coastlines, mountains, nature retreats and bush escapes. Marriott Bonvoy members enjoy 20% off standard rates plus free breakfast, and non-members 15% off and with flexible cancellation. Not yet a member? Join when you book. Book now on Marriott.com for the best rates guaranteed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We have to start that band.
I had conga drums. I don't know if I can bring conga drums to our metal band. I'm sorry.
I think anything can happen for our
Any
band.
whistle?
It's okay.
River dancing? No.
It's okay. Well, you know what? When JP Sebastian's on your screen, it means we are talking movies. And this morning we're putting the focus on new movies releasing on the big screens. And first and foremost, we're going to look at the movie Spirit Untamed.
When was the last time you were at the big screen?
Oh, it was ages ago, to be honest. I have gone during COVID. I was very separated, but it feels like ages ago.
Well, maybe ages is good, but if we can all stay safe, maybe we can still have a good time. Spirit Untamed, in the same sort of... Do you remember Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron? That's a lot of sounds that just made my life very difficult. The one with the Bryan Adams song, It's a New Day. No? Anyway, so... Sorry. I think it's my voice that just didn't do Bryan Adams. He's husky justice. Return to that story where it's this wild stallion who has his own sort of life that he wants to lead. He has his own attitude. He has a spirit of adventure. He cannot be, as the title goes, tamed. Well, I suppose untamed in this sense. But a young lady goes from the big city to living a farm life, and she's trying to make friends. She's trying to find her way, but she also has a sort of bratty side, a convicted sort of driven side, and so she sees a similar personality in the little horsey. So definitely one for the kids. Like the animation looks, I suppose, decent. They all kind
It looks very cute. I mean, DreamWorks always delivers.
Yeah, I mean, these are the people who did Shrek, so you're doing fine there. But for whatever reason, we've got Jake Gyllenhaal's voice in there. We've got a bunch of other people, and so I'm sure it's like tolerable enough for the parents to see too. But look, sometimes it's not all about the parents. Sometimes the kids also need to see too.
It's all about the kids, and it's also about embracing your personality.
Are you a horse girl?
I'm not. They're actually quite intimidating.
Thank you.
To be honest. I don't know why people would want to sit on top of them.
Oh, I thought you meant horse girls in general are intimidating.
No, I meant the horses.
Sure, me too. No, I'm not talking about my run-ins with ex-romantic partners. So, yes, I think I will be avoiding for all sorts of traumatic reasons, but if you have kids, probably a good
Spirit
bet
Untamed,
today
a
on
good
Big
one.
Screen.
There we go. Let's move on to The Misfits. I like the name.
Do we have to? Okay, if you say so. I know you always wanted to see Nick Cannon in an action movie for whatever reason. There he is, looking a bit awkward in the back, like he doesn't know if he has to do the tough guy school photo.
Well, it's got Pierce Brosnan in it.
Pierce Brosnan is looking super photoshopped there. No, shame. He's doing fine as it is. He was last in The Foreigner with Jackie Chan, where he was quite interesting, which is great for him. The dude comes from a James Bond, which I think people sort of frown on now because it's a bit cheesy after Daniel Craig's all gritty and whatever.
He's got that suit vibe. Like, he's a stiff character. I always picture him in his roles that way.
Shame, and he's probably been like shoved into that sort of packaging like way too often. Like he's the guy. He doesn't get to do the Liam Neeson sort of like, you know, hands-on kind of get rough and dirty kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe a bit more so. And I wish better for him because this man, when I watched this trailer, my brain, I just burst out laughing like uncontrollably because it made no sense to me whatsoever. I needed to go for an MRI. I needed an MRI and a CAT scan. I needed to be in ICU for a week after watching this trailer. I've not seen the movie, to be fair, so who knows? Maybe the whole thing is enjoyable.
Too hard.
We will not. But Pierce Brosnan is similar to, I suppose, if you're in, well, not in terms of tempo and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, Thomas Crown Affair and all that kind of stuff, master thief kind of thing, and he's the guy who knows the game on the inside. This younger group of thieves decide that they're going to go against the bad guys, sort of Robin Hooding for themselves against their former employees. They find Pierce Brosnan, who is the specialist in these sorts of affairs, and he takes the young ones under his wing, but who is playing who and who on the inside? I hope we get to see Nick Cannon dance because I really don't want to see him act.
Oh, shame. Don't be so hard on him.
Look,
he's got to earn a living.
And does he? I mean, I was doing fine. No, shame. Look, I've not even seen it. I'm just being silly. I'm sure it's like, you know, brain dead fun, which we all deserve once in a while too.
There we go. The Misfits now. Let's take a look at the last trailer in The Heights.
Into musicals, are you?
I quite like musicals, but it all depends. Some of them are a bit too cheesy, and then some of them are really nice.
Oh, man.
Love The Greatest Showman.
Yes, you were mentioning.
It wasn't a musical, but they were singing.
Oh, no, it totally was. Like, well, you know, you're right. There were, like, interludes of singing versus, like, telling the story through song.
La La Land was a musical.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah. Most people had this weird, like, retrospective thing, like, why did La La Land happen? After everyone hyped it like crazy. But fortunately, it seems like people are more discerning this time around. We've got your guy who is involved in the making of this, Lin-Manuel Miranda, if the name doesn't ring a bell. He's the guy who developed that stage play Hamilton, which people were going buck wild for. Jeez, at some point, Americans were paying $5,000 per ticket. So the guy knows what he's doing as far as musicals go, and In the Heights is now taking it a bit more humble than the Founding Fathers and all that sort of cheesy, oh, please don't rap American history, that was so lame. This one looks a bit stronger, though, and it's an immigrant neighborhood, which obviously America can talk a lot about now. Dude just trying to stay on his feet, girl trying to achieve her dream, and the two of them, through the magic of romance and song, realized their dreams were at home all along. I made all of that up.
It's okay, but it looks cool. I like that. I think it's not touching on that cheesy element that I feel like a lot of musicals do.
It almost looks sort of similar, I suppose, in feel too, because these are all just briefs. I've not seen them myself, but like a Moulin Rouge kind of thing, except a bit more gritty, a bit more human. Let's not use gritty just for the fact that it's blue-collar neighborhood, whatever. But all of that aside, director is John M. Chu, the guy who did Crazy Rich Asians, so you've got a team there who's quite strong.
There we go. Well, JP Sebastian, it's always great having you in studio. The movies we've just looked at are the new trailers. Well, in fact, they're the trailers of the movies releasing today on the big screens. And if you do happen to see any of them over the weekend, you can always let us know what your thoughts are on our Expresso Facebook page.
Do a musical number for us, why not?
I am proud of the dad I've become. I'm amazing, an incredible specimen of fatherhood. There's nothing wrong with doing the school run in my pajamas. You've got this, Dad.
Dads of today are just as stressed out as moms, or at least they should be, guys. We are obviously enjoying fulfilling roles at work, at home, even in the car on our way to school, all the while chasing our own dreams. Yes, it can actually be quite complex being a dad. And I can speak from experience.
You can, I can't. I'm still working on it, but I mean, yeah.
Are you still practicing?
Still practicing.
Oh, show that picture. Oh, put that picture up again.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this, and this is it. This is my life. My little girl hugging me because she just loves me. I'm like the most amazing favorite person in the whole world for her, which drives Lindsay insane. And my boy just laughing his head off because he's having so much fun, because he's that. When I look at this, it's weird. You might struggle right now as a young guy to define yourself. Like, it's difficult because you want so many things. You know what I'm saying? You have a kid and suddenly you are defined. It's either there's the previous version of yourself and there's this new version of yourself. It gives you kind of ultimate context. You know who you are, why you are. Suddenly, like for me, I struggle to set boundaries with other people, especially in work, and kind of really drive for myself, certainly commercially. But when your kids come there, there's no limit to how far you will go, how resolute you'll become. It's just the most rewarding job in the world. Absolutely love it.
And I can say it's true because when Georgia was born and you came back to studio, you were on cloud 9. You had stars in your eyes.
And a daughter's any dad to a new daughter.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's why I'm constantly crying on set. I often have to be ushered out of studio to have a ball outside. What makes Father's Day so special to you? Obviously, you're looking up, you know?
This year's Father's Day, very special, because a few weeks ago, my dad became a grandpa. A grandpa!
Oh, my word.
And it's so, difficult to look at him and still, imagine him as a grandpa now. But, as you can see, the family started off with just 4, and then a few years later, number 5 came in. That's my little baby sister, and she's been on the show before. My dad's not a man of a lot of words, right? He reserves his words, but when he does speak, it's, powerful. And the Dad's Day, have you got that locked down? Do you have a Dad's Day yet?
I am actually, now that you say it,
you're right?
I don't think it works that well yet. Okay, but it'll get there. It'll get there.
I think you've got it.
Hey?
So he's so good at that, and also seeing him now become a grandpa, it's like another chapter for him. He's become even more loving and more he's embracing his new role.
Because I find that with my mom, I'm like, why were you never that forgiving and loving with me, man? Well, come on. You let them get away with murder. That's so sweet, man.
But my dad was absolutely one of the most amazing teachers in my life. Besides cooking, both my parents cook. They just taught me so much. And my dad is just if something looks like it might be broken or might break in a little bit, my dad will just fix it. And it's not just physical things. I think in life, that's what dads do. They're just there to just fix things, help you, support you.
Well, buddy, I'm going to say it, okay? What everyone's thinking, everyone who watches the show right now and everyone who knows you, they know that you've got an amazing dad because you are a lovely guy. And that wouldn't have happened by mistake. There has to be an influence somewhere there. So we're loving our dads,
thank you.
man. We are loving our dads and loving being dads this morning. Father's Day is an opportunity to celebrate all the dads and dad figures as well in our world. And we're bringing you the best Dad's Day ideas with hashtag Willie's Dad's Day. So for all the time that he's been out there for you, let's celebrate him. Let's put him on that pedestal, even if it's just for one day. Show him some love and support and make this Dad's Day one for the books. Probably a sport cry.
Okay, right, guys. Okay. Dad, repeat after me. I am an awesome dad.
I am an awesome dad.
Yes, Nick. I'm amazing. An incredible specimen of fatherhood.
Yes, Kagiso.
I'm really, really okay at dadding.
You got to this point, so just continue.
I will seize the day. Eventually. Maybe tomorrow.
Take charge and keep on flying. Down the N1, past the M3.
I find joy in the ordinary moments, like self-isolating in the bathroom.
Agree. I can rise above any obstacle. Like loud sleepovers, I can rise above that.
Yes, Kex. You have to be the window for your curtain and rise. Rise like Jupiter during the spring.
Tell him, Joey. There's nothing wrong with doing the school run in my pajamas.
Proper.
I can do anything I want. As long as it fits in with the kids' schedule.
Shame.
My dad jokes are important, especially when my children's friends are over.
My dad jokes are rad jokes, and rad is still cool. Is rad still cool?
You have a spanner, and a spanner fixes things.
Well said.
You got this, Dad.
You've got this, dads.
Happy Dad's Day.
I love you both.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And you know what? It's Friday, which means we need to celebrate your birthday.
Happy birthday, have a happy birthday. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Opa! Yes, it is Friday. We're still celebrating Greece here on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know, Fridays are also all about dancing here on Expresso. So we asked you to send in your best birthday dance videos to celebrate yourself or even just a loved one. And man, every week you guys deliver. Check this one out.
Okay, Amy. Jamming. There we go. Hey, so nice.
I wanna jam, I wanna jam, I wanna jam, jam. Hey!
There we go, boy two.
Shaking it in the kitchen while we're busy.
I love that. Oh, look at Candace. Happy birthday.
Oh, you got the moves, buddy. Look at that hips. They are not lying at all.
There we go.
It's also just coming through with the footwork.
You know, I envy people that just got like natural rhythm. I'm like, I need that.
Suselo. Sitting the Friday feels here. Chicken. Muja in the shopping center. She's getting the gears already.
Happy birthday to you.
Umpo. One-man party, Umpo. It's okay. Be your own hype person.
There we go.
One more drink, one more Bacardi, one more dance at this after party.
There we go.
Going strong. Speed so fast, like a Ferrari.
Together. And Stacey got the entire family with her.
There we go. Oh, that's sweet.
All night.
There we go, Steffel.
Zanele is a fairy, but she's a dancing fairy. Look at that.
I'm loving all these birthday videos that we are getting through.
Zamkita also coming through. And the facial expressions.
Oh, well, there we go. We love seeing those amazing videos each and every week. And so please make sure you keep them coming. And this week, our favorite video was from twins, Mogomi Ko, and from Welkom. Let's take a look. It seems like you've got the family there. We've got you on the line. Good morning. Is the family seeing you on TV right now?
It's live. You're live. This is the whole TV version right now.
Chloe, we absolutely loved your video and your moves. Can you hear us?
Mushlami is still dancing away. He's still feeling. You can hear the family. It's screaming in the background. It's a moment. Look at him jamming.
Mushlami, how was your birthday? Oh, okay. I don't think he can hear us right now, but he's with his family. They're celebrating, and we love the moves he's put into his video. And we want to make his birthday extra special by gifting him 500 Rand cash prize that is yours.
Oh, congratulations to you. But now remember, for everyone at home, we're also still running that weekly competition where you could win yourself 500 Rand in cash for celebrating your birthday. All you need to do is to send in your birthday dance moves on WhatsApp. That number is 071-640-6551 to enter. Now remember, the best dance moves wins. Those terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com. You can hear that celebration is still happening. Now from celebrating birthdays, and we still need that gees, to celebrating dads.
Hey, it's lots of gees there. Lots of happiness, it's so important, but of course Father's Day would not be Father's Day without a few jokes, and we've decided to do a little comedy. We're not good at it, but we're going to try. And our man Clem will be the referee. We are going to see who brings the best jokes to the house, the secret of the game. not to laugh. Imagine, if you laugh first, you lose. Play along with us at home, please, and let the games begin. You got Chef Clem, who is our referee.
Right.
So what's at stake here, buddy?
So you get a chance to win a delicious artisanal sweet treat. Very quickly, the rusks, the shortbread biscuits, you know, from Woolies, locally made,
I love those.
free-range eggs, made with butter, the crunchies, locally, sustainably sourced cocoa only. That's what we do.
Okay.
And then
Ready?
our nougat, badger-friendly honey. You know it's all about sustainability. And if you shop any two, you can get up to 25% off. That's what we call a win-win. Talking about win-win. That's what you get to win. You can choose your own prize, okay? Here's the challenge. I want the two of you to deliver your best dad joke to each other.
I feel like
I'm looking for...
are the dad joke. I feel like you are... That's how your brain works in dad jokes.
It probably does. I think you're right. But at the same time, you cannot discredit yourself because you have landed a proper few dad joke punches on the show. Often, actually. It happens more often than you think.
The reason why it looks like I have a stomachache right now is I'm just trying to get the
it's very difficult because... Okay, do you understand that when we see each other in the morning, before the show, we laugh.
Just laugh, just laugh. Okay, but I'm looking for poker faces. Should I just maybe mention that the winner of this round now gets to verse Nick Rabinovitz next week for dad joke? I've got eyes on Carl, okay? I need Zoe and Jamie to have eyes on Graham for me. I'm going to start with Carl, alphabetical order. Carl, again, poker faces. G, you get a point if you don't react.
Okay.
Carl, dad joke.
Can I laugh inward?
You keep it in. We just don't want to see it. Okay, Carl, dad joke number 1, go.
Hey, Graham. Have you heard about that dog that plays poker? That bluffed.
Yep.
That's a point for G. That's a point for G. Yes. 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 1 point G. Okay, G, are you ready?
Speaking of dogs, I actually asked my dog what is 2 minus 2. He said nothing.
That's a win for Carl. That's a win for Carl. This is not easy. This is not easy. Okay, next round. You guys are doing so well. I'm keeping it in. Okay,
I'm
Carl.
stealing that one.
Carl.
Okay, right, cool. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
One of us is an owl who.
One of us is an owl who? Who?
Now we know.
That's enough. That's a laugh. Sorry, G. Sorry, G. Sorry, G. So at the moment we have Carl.
Thank you.
With 1, G with 1. If you get to crack Carl right now, it's gonna go back to 1-1. So G.
You're cracking already. How can you tell a joke when you're cracking?
Cracking. Okay. G. In a dad. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Why can't your nose be 12 inches long?
Why?
Because then it would be a foot.
That's a win! So we have Carl with 2, G with 1. This is not, guys. Okay, okay, all right.
I didn't even tell you my joke about what teeth eat.
What do teeth eat?
Tana pasta.
That's another one. Sorry, G. Sorry, G. Sorry, G.
Okay, go. I'm ready for this. Is this outside of the competition? I don't know.
This is the last one.
What do you call somebody with no body and no nose? Nobody knows.
We have a winner. We have a winner.
By the way, can I tell you something? Right?
Yes.
I am sweating.
Right, okay, so very clear. Carl Waste is taking this win. Carl, what would you like? What would you like to pick from this amazing selection of...
I would like something akin to myself. Shortbread, please.
Shortbread. It's yours. It's yours.
Thank you, Blonde. Shortbread.
It's yours. Okay, so if this week was difficult, next week you verse Nick Rabinovitz for the absolute poker face dad joke competition.
What did I do?
You just got yourself into something very, very scary.
Okay.
Well done.
Why don't seagulls cross the bay?
He can't stop.
Because then they'd be bagels.
Listen up, because you stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Woolies hamper filled with winter sips and treats. Just hop over to our social media pages and reply to the competition post and tell us what is your favorite Woolies winter treat. Remember to use the hashtag Woolies Winter. Competition closes Monday, 14 June 2021. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
I'm really, really okay at dadding. I'm strong, confident, and my dad jokes are rad jokes. They're not dad jokes to me, they're just jokes.
Our desire tonight is that you would open heaven and descend in smoke, descend with fire, descend with the cloud, mount in this room. Come on, lift your voice right here. Say, that you would reign, the heavens, that you would reign, that you would reign.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, and it's Friday, and we have another great competition for you. Now, if you love this 50s-style coffee machine as much as I do, then listen to this.
It features a user-friendly LCD display with clear information, and it can be programmed to automatically switch on. Look at that. No wonder you love it so much.
And the best part, you can stand a chance to win one with Woolworths. Head on over to the Woolworths Facebook page and comment on their SMIG competition post with your favorite 5 homeware gifts for Dad's Day. And remember to add #WoollySMIG to enter.
Well, listen up as well. Those T's and C's do apply, and the competition ends on the 20th of June 2021, but this could be yours for Dad's Day.
Actually got quite a few on fire. All right, it's time for our Expresso Friday dance, and we got a fantastic group over here. These ladies are here for you to entertain you, and they are His Purpose Spiritual Dance Academy. The thing is, they are really amazing. I love them. You know why? Because during lockdown, they have faced every single adversity, all the setbacks. I look at their faces and I can see power, because they've come out of that. 4 years ago, they were established, and they stepped out to continue doing what they love, and that is dance. So here for your Expresso Friday dance, please welcome these incredible ladies with a Greek-inspired dance for you. So make sure you move the coffee table and give them a massive round of applause as they entertain you right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3. Take it away.
Father, our desire tonight is that you would open heaven and descend in smoke, descend with fire, descend with the cloud, mount in this room. Come on, lift your voice right here. Say, that you would reign, the heavens, that you would reign, that you would reign. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Say that you would reign, that you would reign. She sang with fire. That you love. Hey, come down, come down, come down, come down. Say that you would read. That you would read. Open heaven. That you would read. Hey, come down, come down, come down, come down. Say that you would read. Open heaven. That you would read. That you would read. Hey, come down, come down, come down. Say, come away. Come in power. Come in fire. We need you this hour. Destroy the yoke and break the chains. Dispel the darkness in Jesus' name. Say, come in glory. Come in power. Come in fire. We need you this hour. Hey, destroy the yoke and break the chain. Dispel the darkness in Jesus' name. Hey, say, come in glory. Say, come in power. Come in fire. We need you this hour. Destroy the yoke and break the chains. Dispel the darkness in Jesus' name.
Here's to family favorites and recipes passed from mothers to daughters. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.